Wait a minute. That's not Cinema Joe? Sorry, you said that. That's the opening to the podcast.
Welcome,
Yeah,
everyone, to
Space
episode
Command. Sorry.
76 of the Cycle Movie Podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm here with Doug, Owen, and everybody's favorite returning guest, Max, to talk about two new movies, Twisters and Oddity. But first, as always, we can talk about what we watched this past week, and Max can go first if he'd like.
Damn, I gotta go first? That's crazy.
You don't have to go first.
I watched 3 Nobuhiko Obayashi movies. I watched Hanami, Casting Blossoms to the Sky, and another one. I can't remember what the other one's called. It's like 7 weeks.
Another one.
And they're all great. Casting Blossoms to the Sky, I think, is my least favorite movie I saw by him, but I still like it. It's good. I watched Robot Dreams and Kinds of Kindness, and I watched 10 minutes of the movie Hitman.
Oh, you had to shut it off.
I didn't finish. It's not that I did. I was just getting tired. I
You're
think
like,
Glenn
this
Powell
shit
was great.
Started
stinks.
it like really late last night.
I was like, he's not a hitman.
Yeah, that's
No,
What's the
because
fuck?
we
Part of the movie.
because we got in a call with you at like
Yeah.
midnight just to say like hot like hey just to like say
Yeah.
like hey and
That was scary.
yeah just to be like hey that movie was scary and then you were like okay guys I gotta go watch Hitman real quick. It's like okay bye Max.
I started it, but I can't watch it on my TV because it won't let me cast that illegal website I use to watch movies that aren't available on Plex. My Roku's like, you can't do this. This is illegal. I'm doing this for you, and it just rejects like when I try to cast it to the TV. So I'm sitting there on my phone watching it, and I was like, this sucks. And
Do you have
so
do you
it's
have a
not the movie
laptop?
sucks, but I do have a laptop. Why do you keep asking me that?
No, because you could
It's
plug
like
it
the
into your TV, and then you could.
Kevin was
just pull up
asking
the
me if I had
website.
a laptop earlier. No, I don't have it's like a work laptop though, so I'm not gonna go on an illegal movie
see.
torrenting website. And then like, hey, it's okay if we get viruses on here, right?
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
On
Are
this
those-
Oh, okay.
podcast,
Well, then if I have permission,
this
I will.
podcast
No,
is a
on
free
my work
virus
computer.
zone.
Yeah, no, this
we
this
actually have
podcast is
pro
kind of like a
virus podcast.
brain virus.
Yeah.
Amazing, worming its way into culture
Slowly.
and the conversation.
Yeah, it's for where like teenagers and young adults come here. It's that really are into
Okay.
like
All right.
like Nolan and they hear us talk about not Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. You said reoccurring guests. There are people watching this episode who weren't born the last time Max was on an episode.
It was
been a
actually
long time.
16 years ago,
but-
and I'm so proud of you guys for your anniversary.
Yeah, it is our.
Is that the anniversary of Owen being born?
And of my
Oh,
wife's
that's
death.
that's a birthday.
That is birthday, correct.
No, yeah, that's this year.
Owen, what did you
My
watch?
birthday. My
And then I
birthday was
also-
this year. Oh, Max, keep
Every
going.
birthday.
Oh, you have more
I
movies,
also
Max?
watched, let me finish my damn movies. No, I'm just kidding. I watched The Shop on Main Street again. It's really good. I watched a bunch of silent shorts that are on Criterion right now. They were great. Can't remember the title of a single one. Where are you soy facing? And then I
I'm
watched.
just getting a thumbnail.
He's like, it's crazy. And then I watched some Harold Lloyd movies. I watched Stop Danger, I think, and then the Freshman, and then one other
Oh,
one.
I wanted
they
to
were all
watch
great.
The Freshman.
Oh, it's great.
I wanna-
It's like really, really good. He's a real king. And that's everything. That's all I watched.
Nice. Now Owen can go.
Okay.
Max.
I watched Starman, the John Carpenter movie, and I really liked
Jeff
that
Bridges?
one. Yeah, I've been watching a few of his movies. I think it might be my favorite. I really like that one. It's like not like it doesn't really feel like normal John Carpenter movie because it's like
Yeah.
a road trip alien movie, but it's like
Mhm.
so sweet. I really liked it. And then me and Doug and some friends watched Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher movie. Really fun. I love Arnold in that movie. Arnold's so fun. And then I watched The Fog, another Carpenter movie, which I liked, but I thought I was gonna like it more. I don't know. I might return to that one. And then we watched Batman Forever, which we went in like weird order, but that movie's awesome. That movie's so good. And then I watched The Terminator because I'd never seen The Terminator, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally do it because I've been like, I don't know, it's just been there forever. Whatever, it's only been there for like
40 years.
40 years. It's the 40 year.
It's not.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
think. Is it?
If it came
Was
out
it
in
1984?
1984
Is- Oh, I
and
thought
it
it
was
was 81.
2024,
Do the math on your fingers.
that seems like
Sure,
40
it came
years
out
to
in
me.
84.
I'm looking at it right now, Kevin.
1,
We don't have to make this
2.
bet on here. I don't know.
It did come out in 84.
What
Uh,
month did it come out?
That's on me.
And the 70-year anniversary of Johnny Guitar was this year.
Oh,
So I watched that, not for that reason, but that's just a little bit of factual information for everyone. That movie is awesome. That movie is really good. I like that movie.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I watched The
Douglas.
Ring. No, I'm.
Oh, there's more. Why do you guys keep making it seem like you're done listing movies and
not.
then you just list more?
You don't let me catch my energy here.
Yeah.
So I watched the Verbinski Ring, and that movie's really good. I really like that movie. Really scary. I love how that movie looks. And then I did some rewatches because I was like, I want to kind of burn some of these movies in my brain. So I rewatched Psycho, and it's been a little bit, but that movie's like, it's Psycho. And then I rewatched All That Heaven Allows, which I really, really love.
Yeah, I
I
gotta
watched
watch
it for the
that
first
again.
time like a month ago, but it's instantly becoming one of my favorites. And I'm gonna just drag this on until Doug gets back. But I
have movies as well. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Where'd he
But
go?
I still got movies.
Yeah.
I watched the original Twister, and
Right.
I don't know, like my thoughts on it are like it's whatever, but like
We're also
kinda-
gonna talk about it.
I know I'm
probably
not gonna
when we
get
talk
too
about
much into it, but
Twisters.
it's like I kind of just watch it just to watch it before the original. So it's like
Right.
it wasn't like the best way to view it, but I'm like I don't hate it, I don't love it, I'm kind of neutral on it. But I like it. That doesn't. I guess that's not.
So that doesn't go with what you just said before.
And then I rewatched Unbreakable because I wanted to like, get a little M Night rewatches down before Trap.
Yeah, there's not
in a
much
few
time
weeks.
left.
Yeah, I don't want to do too much prep because it's like, we've done some old commentary recently and some other stuff, so it's like it's still very fresh. But I did want to rewatch some of the ones I had at like the bottom half, just to kind of refresh my mind because it's been, a year or so. And then I watched Transformers, which we're gonna do a Transformers commentary soon. But I wanted to rewatch it because I haven't seen it since I was like really small. So I wanted to like
How small?
like
Yeah,
this.
visual.
Like this. You can't. The camera doesn't go that low.
Oh, he was lower
I-
than the
audio
camera,
podcast.
everybody.
This audio. Oh, it's like this small audio. This is how small. Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to rewatch it because I've been that small since I've seen it. So yeah, I needed like
You've been that small since you've seen it, like the whole time.
I never
the whole
grew.
time. So
Little
I just
Thumbelina.
wanted to get like an actual like opinion on the movie before we did the whole commentary. And that movie's
Right.
awesome.
It is.
Yeah. So we'll do more of that later. But,
W. Michael
Yeah.
Bay picture.
yeah.
That's what they say. Douglas?
Doug,
what
it's
have
not
you
your
been
turn.
watching?
Wait.
No,
I'm
it
just
is
kidding.
Douglas's turn now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched the following Charlie Chaplin early films: A Night in the Show, The Rink. Wait, A Night in the Show, 1915. The Rink,
Comma.
1916.
Oh, okay.
The Immigrant, 1917. A Dog's Life, 1918. Shoulder Arms, 1918. Sunnyside, 1919. And A Day's Pleasure, 1919. I don't know if you know anything about Charlie Chaplin. He's just kind of like a little rascal in his pictures.
Who'd he marry?
Somebody a little younger than him, I think.
Just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a
And yeah.
just a little over the
I also
legal
I watched
limit.
a couple Shu Hark films. Most notably, well, they're all very notable actually, but most notably for me, Love in the Time of Twilight, which is his film from 1995. It's kind of hard to find, I guess, but and the condition of the scan that I watched was not the best, but it is so wonderful. It's like a romantic comedy, but it also is like time travel. There's a time travel element to it that is very similar to Back to the Future. Um, and then there's also it's like a crime, like mafia thing going on, and then there's also like, how do I say this? a monster in it. It's very incredible. It's one of the best movies ever made, if you ask somebody like me, who's a little bit of a nerd. But yeah, I watched that, and then a couple like I don't know. I love. I watched Shanghai Blues and Peking Opera Blues as well, which are two Shu Hark films that he made in the 80s. That features the actress Sally. Oh, Sally Sally yeah is how you would pronounce it in English, I guess. Who is just one of the most, I mean, like really incredible screen presence from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I did this week.
Have you considered looking up pronunciations before recordings? Just as like a thought experiment, just like something.
Play it on
fun.
Google Voice right now.
No, that's really interesting, Kevin. You know what? I thank you for that like constructive like feedback. I'm gonna like write that down and put it in my mind palace, and I'll utilize it next time maybe.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have a name that I know I'm gonna bring up like an hour into the episode, and I
Yes,
like
who
listen
directed
to it.
practiced it.
Uncle
I
Booney.
I listen to it over and over again, but then that's all I'm thinking about for like the first 50 minutes of the
Yeah.
episode. Like I gotta like get this right, and then I do it, and then I succeed.
It's very convenient if it's somebody famous enough. It's very convenient. You could look up you could Google them saying their name, and then there's like this YouTube channel that just posts like 5-second clips of them doing interviews where they say their own name out loud.
Like
I do that very
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't watch a lot because there was a 3-day window where I didn't watch any movies at all. I did watch.
What were you doing?
Just stuff.
3-way window.
Just you know, just busy doing things. We don't have to talk about my personal life on the podcast. That's okay.
That's for the Patreon segment.
The audience loves to hear it.
Maybe
All the
I watched,
fan mail says otherwise.
the first Deadpool, my first time watching a Deadpool movie to prepare
yeah,
for
brother.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, that's
It was really bad. Like really bad. There was I hit like the 10 or 15 minute mark, and I honestly didn't think that I could keep going. But lucky for me, I got interrupted like 3 times, so I kind of watched it in like 30-minute segments, and that made it bearable. But it was a painful
I think it's
movie
best
to
watched in
get through.
TikTok clips.
You probably
Yes.
yeah,
With someone at the
actually.
bottom of the screen pointing at things.
It's probably best watched as like second screen stuff while they're playing 2K.
Yeah,
also listening to a
that's true. I
podcast.
should have probably done that actually. That way, maybe I'll do that for Deadpool too, because I also have to watch that before Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't have to watch
You
any
don't
of
have to.
these, but Kevin
Well,
Feige's coming to your
Also,
house
it's
and he's like
are
putting
you
a
gonna
gun to
watch
your
all the
temple the whole time while you
Wolverine
watch it.
movies?
No, I mean I've seen Wolverine. I grew up. The thing is like I don't want to rewatch Wolverine movies before Deadpool and Wolverine because I don't want to be reminded that like he was once a character in good movies and is now gonna be in.
He was
the
once a
Deadpool
character.
movie. Yeah, like I don't want to
Wait till you find out
I
about
forgot that Kevin
comics.
is such a big Bryan Singer defender.
Oh
That's
yeah,
not true.
Oh yeah, you
That's
said
not
everything he
true.
does is acceptable and good.
I've never said
Yeah.
those words.
including X2.
And then I watched
X2 is good.
Yeah,
other than
X2 is a great
Twisters
film.
and Oddity, which we are talking about today.
Yes,
I watched
indeed.
2 Michael Mann movies. One for the first time was Manhunter, which
Michael Mann.
I thought was really good.
Michael Mann joined Letterboxd.
And I was kind of in the mood for something like Manhunter because last week was Longlegs, and I was kind of in like the mood for more like serial killer movies. So I was like, sure, I'll watch Manhunter because people like that movie, and it's one of the last Michael Mann movies I have to watch. And then I rewatched Heat, which is just kind of like the best movie ever made, still, and I really liked it. Again, it was a good time. Anyway, we got 2 movies to talk about, and we're going to start with Twisters.
Twisters.
Where do we want to begin? Actually, can I ask what is the
Sure.
what is the worst natural disaster to be stuck in for
Bruh.
you personally?
For me, why would it be?
There's like objective answers.
Yeah, but like which
What
one
do you
would
mean
you
stuck
fear?
in?
Which one would you fear the most though?
I feel
do you
like
mean by
being
stuck
in the
in?
middle of like a
Like really stuck, not like you're kind of stranded.
Because if
and
you're
it's happening,
stuck
like
in
what's the one you
a
would fear? The
tornado,
most?
like you're fucked.
Yeah, because if you're if there's
Well,
a
you're not just
tornado, it's
you're
like,
not just like spawning into the tornado. Like you're just
okay,
like
but it's probably
in
not gonna
you're
hit
like
your
in
house,
an
so
area
it's
where
like,
it's happening.
If it
The thing
doesn't
about
hit,
like
like,
a
does it-
hurricane, like a Category 5 hurricane, that's hitting like everything, but it's not doing like
Yeah.
as specifically like concentrated damage like a
a
tornado
category 5
is.
is insane. Let's lower the rating a little. And
No,
then
but you know
we'll
what I
get
mean?
into it.
Yeah.
If you're in a category 5 hurricane, you're gonna fucking die.
Well, but here's the thing: if a tornado is tornadoing on top of your house, you're gonna die.
This is true. probably.
Potentially, yeah, but category.
you-
let's do a category.
you
3.
understand what
Can
I'm
we be
saying,
reasonable?
like-
do I
yeah,
like
but still,
the?
does it have to be the worst of every single one? Like it's a
Yeah,
8
what
on
is-
a
I was
Richter
just
scale?
trying.
category
There
for
wasn't.
each-
I wasn't really putting on.
Do we
like,
have
Kevin,
prep
we're trying to
time,
expound
like-
on your thought
If there's like a
experiment.
Is it
big
just-
tsunami,
I was just trying
you're
to
also just
gauge.
probably
I
gonna
was just trying to
die.
gauge your guys' fear of natural disasters. I didn't.
Is the
realize there was gonna be
biblical
this many
apocalypse
follow-up
with that, like,
questions.
Sword comes out of his mouth and stuff.
I don't think that's
Oh,
one.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Natural
How was the
disasters.
rapture? Like, is that a natural disaster?
Do you want me to just
Would
give
you-
you natural disasters and you pick one instead? Is that
Get,
easier?
no.
The way
no.
you didn't answer my
Let us do
question.
it.
Pick a,
No,
give us one, and then I'll go yay or nay.
Well,
Okay,
I don't
what's
think you
yours,
want to be
Kevin?
in any of them.
You, Kevin,
I'm just-
you say yours first and then set the tone.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
like my scariest one.
Yes, in New Jersey.
Okay, well,
Fucking pollution.
None of these happen in New Jersey, but
it could. It could happen to you.
I probably the most
Yeah.
scared.
There was just an
Um,
earthquake in New York. You're saying that New York
Yeah, and that
isn't
didn't do any
impervious?
damage.
I think
at
that
all.
was
If
the
New York has a big
Transformers.
earthquake, though, that whole city's just lowering. Because you guys have that subway system, so it's just gonna fucking go, and then everyone in the subway system's fucked, but everybody else is fine. Don't go on the
You-
subway. I had a dream.
I'm gonna be on the subway like next week.
I had a
Oh
vision.
god, that's when the dream occurs.
Okay, that's not
When
good.
you dream or when?
I had a dream about New York getting hit by an earthquake when Kevin was there in the subway. It was terrible, and it was in 1 week.
Okay, well,
That's-
wish me luck, I guess.
Yep,
I
it
think
was a
earthquakes
vision.
are probably the scariest, actually, for me. I don't think
It's
I,
just a little shaky shake.
I don't think I like the idea. Maybe tornadoes, actually. I don't really like the idea of a tornado either.
Tornadoes are awesome. The thing about
Tsunamis don't
torna-
feel like things that could happen to me. Like I don't think
They're
that's like a
just
real
built
thing that
different.
happens.
Lots of people have died, Kevin.
I know. I
Like
just,
that kills the most probably.
No,
Like,
I
would
don't
say,
think.
like,
No, I think
out of
hurricanes
all of
kill
them,
the
they
most.
occur the no.
I think if you
No,
looked up, I
Kevin,
think if you
no.
looked up like the most damaging natural disasters, the
This
top
is
ones
Western
would be,
bias
like-
because tsunamis don't happen in
Kevin,
America.
Kevin, I look up natural disasters all the like. I'm
Okay,
upset. I
I'm
love
gonna
natural
look them up
disasters.
live on the pod.
It goes
Oh my
goes
God.
earthquakes, then hurricanes, then do algae blooms count though? Because that kills a lot. I don't want to be in an algae bloom. I really don't. It's pretty, but I don't.
We
wanna be
forgot
Well, this
about
is
a
my
pretty
whole thing, we're like-
significant disaster, I guess.
Kevin was like,
Nuclear
which one would you
weapons.
like least want to be stuck in? And I'm like, how are
Yeah.
you stuck in a tornado?
there. Yeah, like
That's like- that's
'cause
like-
I'm
Yeah,
saying, like,
Kevin, what
You're
the hell
stuck
is
in
that?
what do you mean? How are you
over.
stuck in a tornado?
Because if I'm stuck in a tornado, I'm just dead.
you're
Yeah.
just spinning.
Oh, you're not like
I'm
you
either
don't just like
dead or
you
I'm
don't just like
busy.
spawn inside the tornado. Like it's like you're,
Yeah,
you're
but I'm
like
I'm
dead.
You're
here,
somewhere,
and then the tornado.
and then the tornado
sticks in me.
forms.
If you hula hoop with it, you can't get hurt.
But if like
You have to shake your hips at the same exact rotation.
Wish
But
this is
a
kind of
tornado
risky
is just
hula
the
hoop.
only thing that's scary about a tornado is like, oh, is it going to hit my house and kill me or not? You
Yeah.
know?
Am I
like-
dead or not?
That is scary though.
The most
No, it is, but
damaging-
like with
Don't
the
minimize.
with the
damaging natural
hurricane, it's like
disaster
the
is a
hurricane is
flood, I
hitting
think.
your house no matter what.
The flood.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was
No.
a flood that killed 4 million people in China in 1931, so I think that's probably the worst. And then the second one is
I mean-
also a flood that killed 2 million people in China.
Yeah, but we're talking. That's
So-
like a once in a decade event.
Sure.
What kills the most, like on average?
There's a
is what-
cyclone that killed 500,000 people, so you can't tell me that hurricanes aren't
What the
gonna-
fuck? What do you mean?
they-
Why'd they call it a
We're
cyclone?
putting up wilt numbers.
I think is cyclone different from hurricane? Is it like when it hits a certain like degree of bad? It
No,
becomes a
it would be
cyclone?
No.
neither would be defined as. Well, I mean,
think
they
it's a
both have
sports team.
cyclones, but I thought that means tornado.
Oh.
Hurricane Katrina was bad.
That was bad. I remember
Yeah.
that.
That
I've
one
heard
was
about
pretty
that one.
bad.
There's
You
that
remember
movie with
that?
about the basketball team.
The basketball team. What?
Were they playing basketball in it? No, I'm just
Yeah, it
kidding.
was like there was like
Oh,
the hurricane, and then it was like the mess. There's and then there's a scene
they fucked
where,
that
like, the-
game up.
the high school kid, he was like on the basketball court, but there wasn't a hoop, so he was just like throwing it against the backboard.
Into the hurricane. Oh,
Interesting. Okay, Twisters.
s- Wait, hold on.
Speaking.
I didn't answer yet.
Yeah,
My,
we
the
didn't.
scariest one is a tornado.
Okay. That's what I was looking for. I just wanted.
They
someone to
look
say
evil.
tornado.
I don't know what it is. They just look evil.
I feel like I'm
Yeah, they
fast
are pretty
enough
scary. Are
You're
you?
not.
I think no.
Oh,
The scariest
what-
ones are
on a
hurricane.
good day.
Hurricanes aren't very scary.
The siren
I guess
goes
unless
off.
they're
Owen
really
instantly
bad.
leaves his house and starts running down the
Yeah,
street.
no, that's the case with everything.
Like-
None of these are scary unless they're really bad.
Yeah,
Like-
none of it is
Sure.
Yeah.
scary unless like I die.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about people too. Like, unless they're really bad, it's like that's just a guy.
Wait,
you
Owen,
know,
did you
it's
pick
like-
one?
No, I can't.
Oh, no. Stop quizzing Owen. You know he can't answer questions on quizzes. I keep trying to give him the autism test, and he can't get through. it.
Nobody said
I
a
swear to God.
volcano. I feel like volcano has to be up there, no?
Am I gonna get? Do I spawn in the volcano? Like
No, but
I
like
was-
you have to be near it.
You don't spawn in any of the natural.
No, you don't. You don't.
disasters.
None of these. You
It's
just like
just around
you don't
you,
start
man.
inside any of them. They
It's
are-
like
they're
any
happening.
natural disaster. If it's a fucking, if
yeah,
it's like
I mean,
just
lava
like really
would
high
be a pain
wind.
in the ass.
No,
but it's like-
I honestly I agree though. I think that Owen's
Yeah.
onto something. The scariest one is a volcano eruption.
I didn't.
That was
say
not Owen. That was
That was-
Kevin.
that
Give
was
him his
me,
flowers.
Oh, that was you. I'm sorry, Kevin. I think you're onto something. Yeah, I think the scariest one is a volcano
Yeah.
eruption.
Yeah, you
or
ever
maybe
seen
an avalanche.
Pompeii?
Has anybody ever survived an avalanche?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yes.
people have survived.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like, what do you like?
Has
How
everyone-
would we know
Has anyone
about
ever
that?
survived?
No,
a flood?
avalanche has a 100% fatality rate.
I just
Yeah,
meant,
it's
like,
actually
I just
100.
meant like if you're on there, like what
It's
do you
actually
do to- what do you
110%
do to
somehow.
live?
Scientists are still
Mud?
trying to explain that.
You
Is
you
getting
snowboard.
struck by lightning a thing? I mean, I know it's a thing, but like, is this a part of this?
No,
Yeah, I
people
think so.
survive. I don't think that.
Well, it
I guess
depends.
that's a natural
Are you
disaster.
inside the lightning?
Do you spawn in the lightning?
No, the
I know in
lightning
the
would-
cloud, you
lightning
go
would
down
spawn
with
in
it.
You.
Yeah.
The lightning
Whoa, wait a
spawns
minute. That was
in you.
inspirational. I felt like I just drank a charged lemonade. That was
I
awesome.
am
That was
the
beautiful,
eye
Kevin.
of
Thank
the
you.
tiger, the fire.
Wait, so would you pick lightning, Owen?
I'm not picking lightning.
It sounds like we're picking superpowers now.
What about a riptide? That's not a disaster, but that shit kills a lot of
You
I
can
people.
mean,
do
I think
superpowers
that
if you
song
want.
killed a few.
Okay, wait. I want like little.
What about like
we
a
can't-
shark attack? That's kind of a natural
No, I don't
disaster in a
think
way.
so. No,
'cause
no,
they're-
there's
those are
no
natural,
animal deaths. No
and it's a
animal deaths.
disaster when they get
Unless
killed.
there's a tsunami that carries a shark like through the
Yes.
water and it
Sharknami?
lands on
Oh.
you.
Imagine looking out and you just see this shark flying
Shark-
towards you. I'd be
wait,
like, God does
Sharknado.
hate me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
Sharknado.
What about a
that's the
cocaine
answer.
bear?
That's
Guys, why weren't there any Sharknadoes in Twisters? Where
No,
were the
I was
sharks?
like, this is kind of mid.
There was
What
a
the fuck?
fire tornado.
No, there
That's not-
wasn't.
Not really.
That's
Okay.
what people were saying. They're like, there's a fire tornado in the movie. I saw it hit the oil refinery. I was like, that's gonna go out as soon as the updraft goes out and it leaves the oil.
Because
Yeah,
like in the on the poster there was a fire tornado, and in the movie it's like, okay, it hits the oil refinery. It's like not
Yeah.
on fire
Fire
though.
tornado
So it
is
was
not
like,
very
oh, okay.
dangerous.
it's like, okay.
What?
What do you say?
I said the fire tornado in the movie is not very dangerous compared to the other tornadoes in the movie.
That's not.
That's the final tornado. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're
That's the
saying
F5 at the
that
end.
we're saying that the fire. It's not. It wasn't really a fire tornado at all. It's just a big tornado that hit the oil refinery. It like wasn't on
Yes.
fire in any meaningful way.
It wasn't like
Well, that's what I'm implying.
But
yeah.
what did it represent? I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, no. What you said was it's not
I'm
very
saying-
dangerous compared to the rest of them.
No, I'm saying I'm saying they made the fire tornado a thing, and then like nobody gets killed in a fire tornado. Like nobody in the movie gets lit on fire.
Ugh, I wish that one profiteer guy got sucked up into it and his skin melted off.
Which guy?
The insurance guy.
Oh, like the rich guy, the
Oh,
rich
yeah.
billionaire guy.
In his bolo tie.
mhm.
Like, boy,
That
get
was
rid of
silly.
that
Can I
looks
say
so
this?
good.
I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, Doug, why don't you start? Because well,
No,
actually,
because-
did Max like the movie? Is
I
this like a-
did. I liked
okay,
it. I thought
so
it was
this is a
fun. I mean, it's
3v1.
not,
Okay.
it's stupid, but there was
I'm not.
some
I don't
things
want to
didn't,
fight
but
with
we'll
you
talk about
guys.
it.
I just want to
No,
like. I don't think the movie's that great. I think it's like, just because I don't know what it is with me. I think that I assumed that it was gonna be less generic than it was. You get
Like,
what I
in-
mean?
In what way?
and like she was a traumatized scientist and he was a YouTuber, and together they could.
That already sounds
Have you-
way less generic than I was thinking.
Need
Yeah.
that.
Have you
and
seen
to-
the
and-
first Twister movie?
Yeah, a long time ago. Does that matter? Okay, but also, does that matter?
No.
I mean, kind of.
Well, it's like that.
Why?
Well, it's not. It
Like-
has no actual relation to the movie.
Sure, but it's like pretty similar.
So
Well,
you're
they're both
saying
about
that like
tornadoes.
Deadpool 2 is immune to criticisms that relate to Deadpool 1 because
No.
they're similar then?
No,
No, but it's
I'm
like-
just
it's like-
saying I'm just saying, like it's like you're saying it's generic, and it's like the movie's just kind of like
That's what it is.
a modern day, like it's just like they're just taking the beats from the first movie and making it in the modern day. So it's like
But then they
that
made
the
him
goal.
a YouTuber.
Sure, but like the goal was always to make like a 90s
And he just hit
blockbuster
1
disaster
million
movie.
subscribes.
Congratulations.
That
by
part
the
was
way, to
stupid.
Tyler
I
Owen
was like,
on hitting.
But
Tyler.
I'm interested. All of you so all of you guys really into what's her name? Daisy Edgar Jones?
Yes.
Big
Is that
fans.
the main character?
Yeah.
I thought she was Kaylee Spaney.
As big of a fan as big of a fan
I
as
don't
there
know
could
what
be.
any of these people look like.
That's I think there was one notable performance in this whole movie, and it was Glenn Powell. Yeah.
I mean,
No. But okay.
I think
So
he's like.
disrespectful to
I
Piper
said
A.
this in a video, but I was like, because he's just been good in everything you put him in. Like, just you can put him in like a shitty movie, he's just gonna act his ass off. But this is like
Yeah.
the big movie that I feel like kind of maybe it's not like making him like the biggest star in the world, but he's like this is his movie star movie. Like this movie's making a lot of money. It's making like the same amount of money as like Oppenheimer and Dune Part 2 like opening week. Like it's people are seeing this movie and he is like straight front and center, like the guy. Like I don't know. This is very movie star movie for me, and I think he really like shows that he is like a movie star. I really didn't like Anthony Ramos.
Yeah, but his
is that
character is
Javi?
kind of not like.
It's like I don't
the
think
best.
anybody's character was like crazy written. I did not like him at all.
Well,
No, I
that's
know.
like
I'm
you
just
just
saying I
probably
feel
don't
like-
like him as an actor because he's
Yeah,
just doing
no.
the thing that he does in
I
every
know,
movie.
and I'm like, I'm not too familiar with him, because I don't watch a lot of the stuff he's been in. I was like, nah, I'm not.
People
not
on
a
the
fan.
internet really hate that guy, by the way.
Not a fan.
I don't. Did he do
Oh.
something,
Or what,
or do they
he
just think he's
He
annoying?
cheated on his wife.
Oh, that's
So
Okay,
what?
well, people
Which
need to
is
grow
like-
up. People need to
Yeah,
grow up.
People are
Okay.
just being.
People
I-
cheat on their
wives.
wives.
he can do that. I don't think he's a great actor.
Yeah, I feel
Weird.
like his character is just like kind of like you're just not.
That's a
gonna-
weird standard to draw. Oh, he can cheat on his wife. I just don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't care if he cheats on. Everybody should.
I just feel
I
like
think-
that character is
I
not
think
very
that-
Cosign,
like-
cosign.
I just
infidelity.
didn't like him in that movie.
But also, this goes back to something that I brought up last week when we were talking about Longlegs, and you asked me about Nick Cage, and you were like, oh, "Okay, do you like Nick Cage's performance?" And I said, "I don't necessarily like the way that Nick Cage is written, like the Longlegs character is written. That I think is my biggest issue with all of these characters in this movie. Every single person is written poorly. I think, without exception.
Describe that.
Okay.
What?
Elaborate.
No.
Articulate. I'm
explain,
saying
yeah.
articulate that.
So Tyler Owens is
A chaser with a million.
a
YouTube
chaser
followers.
who's a YouTuber who's also like
He
smart,
just hit 1 million.
who just hit 1 million subscribers,
And he's like smart. He's hot. He's got a million subscribers.
yeah,
What doesn't he have? Like, Javi
and
did
he's
not
also
see
like
the
super
chance.
empathetic
The
and
guy
wants
cheats on
to
his wife.
and wants to like help Daisy Edgar Jones because she has the sauce
He
and is hot and is
disappears.
also
Daughter.
smart.
Yeah.
And then Daisy Edgar Jones, she's only characterized by
Trauma.
her trauma and
Real.
the fact that she
He was a part of
Oh,
has
we
like
all.
the formula to stop tornadoes, and the whole movie is just, and there's nothing really else going on, which is fine. I don't know, but like when the movie starts, it's
Wait,
her-
stay on the writing of the character. Because what are you telling? You're like,
I don't know. It's like
characters do you think
there's
were
something
poorly
interesting going on for me, and that's just me. But
To me, it was like there's like 150 fucking characters in this movie, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I hope that one girl dies.
What one girl?
And I won't say which one, but there
You
was the
should
one
say
who
which
flew
one.
the drone.
Oh,
I
not
loved her.
Tasha
I loved
Lane.
her. I loved her in How to Blow Up a Pipeline. I thought she was good in that. I thought she was so fucking annoying in this movie.
She's
I was like,
in
girl,
like
don't
4
like.
scenes.
I know, and I was like, every time I was
She's
like,
her only purpose is to
I
wear
started
those goggles
scratching
and
my
like
skin
say
when I
like
watched it.
something about the drone.
She's just like, I don't know.
I
It was
don't
just
know.
like it was
I
like
just
a weirdly written character that felt like mildly offensive to me. But I don't know if
Well,
like that's
I
just
was like, what the hell is Superman's deal?
who?
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
he was
he's-
like, fuck the people.
Bro, just
He's
yeah.
like-
Yeah,
It's
that
like blow
was
on the
really
tornado,
crazy.
man.
He literally, she was like, "We have
Who
to
was
go
like,
save those
I
kids,"
hate
and he was like,
this
"I don't care
blonde
if
girl,
anybody
and I
dies."
don't care if
we-
kids
we-
die.
We can't get to that part yet because he's 100% right. So we can't talk about it yet. But it's like There was some weird stuff where I'm like, this is a movie about tornadoes made for people who do not live in the fucking Midwest. If there's a F5 tornado approaching a town, you're not gonna be like, we gotta go help those people before it gets like what the fuck? They have tornado sirens. You have like
Kinda like
rollerblades, so you
the
can go super fast and zip people
He's
up and like
Superman.
put them in a safe space. Like, what are you? And then they're like, the shelter's out of space. It's that whatever. I don't care. It's just
I
it's like that
kind of
makes no
agree
fucking
with
sense.
Max a little
That
bit.
man who's
That's
like,
like the
what are we gonna
that's
do?
the whole point of the movie.
No,
What?
Kevin, it's not. But
The
we'll get
science
to it.
that
I
they're
just said
doing
we
in the
can't get to.
movie is because
Kevin,
the
I
tornado
can't right
sirens
now.
don't
So
work.
do the
That's
science.
whole...
Don't go and try to get people into a shelter. It makes no. It's like they
do the
have a
same
tornado
exact
siren.
thing. It's like that's the...
It's not the same thing. You
The
would
whole-
never. There's no way to safely evacuate a town with like 13 people, or like get them into a shelter. I was like, these are tornado experts. What the fuck are
And
they doing?
that's
It was
a good
crazy.
point, because in the movie it kind of like proves what Max is saying, because they do not safely evacuate the people.
They
were
don't.
all
They put
gonna-
them in a movie
Yeah, and
theater.
all of them are going to die if Daisy Edgar
off and
Jones
you can see the tornado.
doesn't turn
That's
off
an
the tornado.
insane thing to do. Like, get in this movie theater. Yeah, let's get in this place with a giant vaunted ceiling. The worst place you could be
No,
in
but
a
it's
storm.
really cool because the movie gets sucked into the tornado.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's
That is
cool, but it's
cool.
like
That is cool.
it's not like they back themselves into a corner. Go in a gas station, bitch. They have freezers in there. It was just it's just crazy to me where they're like, we gotta go help the people in this town. It's like, no, go do the science suck thing because you can't do anything for these people.
The science.
Let the tornado siren do literally what you would. It's just crazy to me.
Javi
So
just-
Tyler
I
was
just
right,
don't
or
know, man.
whoever that guy, the blonde guy's right.
Why didn't
He's
Anthony?
like, fuck
Ra-
these
Blonde guy.
people.
Why didn't what's his
Who's the
character?
guy?
What's his
Is he
name in
blonde?
real life? Anthony
Javi?
Ramos.
Whatever.
Avi?
Javi. Why didn't Daisy Edgar Jones communicate to him that she was going to try and do the experiment again?
She
with
don't fuck
Tyler?
with him. She was not
was
fuck
too
with that
loud.
guy.
because their relationship was faltered by the fact that he
He's a
was
bum.
working for an evil company.
Anthony blames her for the
ate-
death
she
of
switched-
all
she
their
switched
friends.
sides.
He was eating cookies and hot Cheetos and let her boyfriend die because he was out there snacking.
And he,
He was like, boy, I'm hungry.
like,
That's crazy.
bro was just
I'm just like shocked
chomping.
that like this is like I don't know, like I saw like Doug's TikTok that he posted after the movie
Yeah.
because I knew he didn't like the movie, and then I saw him explain the stuff in the TikTok, the same stuff he's saying now, and I was just like, I'm shocked that this is what you didn't like about the like that your big complaint is that like Twisters has bad world logic, like who like it's Twisters, like I was
This
like
is-
what? Like I was
Let
like
me say
shocked
that-
that this is the thing that you were
Okay.
complaining about. I was like, that's fucking like
Doug
it's
fell
it's
off.
dumb. Like it's of course it's dumb. Like it's all dumb.
He
That's
fell
like
off. He fell off.
that's like the whole movie. I mean, it's
No,
like
but Kevin, if a movie takes this much time explaining the science behind it, and then they like immediately reject that logic for like a fun action scene, I do feel like there is a criticism to be had there where it's not just nitpicking. Like a tornado wouldn't do that. It's like you just spent like 80 minutes
that's
describing
like
tornadoes.
every
to me.
disaster blockbuster ever
Friend,
though. Like that's like the fun of those
no,
movies.
this
is
one
that
does
they
it
have like
more.
scientists who explain shit and like bad things happen. Like that's
The
In,
critic
like,
friend
one
Hopner
scene.
put it really smartly, I think. She said
Who?
it's a blockbuster that would benefit from being either 80% dumber or 20%
Yeah.
smarter.
sure.
I do agree with that. I think that's a fine criticism. I did like the movie. There's some fun things in it. I don't think they needed to spend that much time describing and being wrong about the science of tornado, because I'm obsessed with tornadoes. And there's like a part in this movie where he's like the two tornadoes touch down and the guy's like, there's a name for that. There's a name for that. I was like, yeah, it's a set. Like you would fucking know.
He's a
Like what
YouTuber.
you've been he's been chasing I watch the weather app and I know. It's like it's a satellite tornado, and I think they're trying to say it's a dead man walking tornado, and it's like then get the fuck away from that one. Don't go by that one. That's a really dangerous tornado.
They need to
So it's
shoot
just like stuff
rockets
like
in
that
it.
was stupid. Yeah, they're like, woo! I wish he had gotten on a goddamn like motorcycle and like with his hat, he rides the tornado. It's like that shit would have rocked.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to come in with some negative energy.
that
Talk
on
about
the
why you like
No,
the
poster.
movie.
I don't
Talk
think
about why
it's
you like the movie.
negative. I just feel like it's like I get that the movie is taking itself more seriously than the first Twister, and I get that that's a complaint that people are like it should be dumber. It's also still really dumb, and it's like a lot of the things that you're complaining
Right.
about are dumb. Like it's like he's a fucking YouTuber. He's a YouTube vlogger, and he's shooting fireworks into tornado. Like that's dumb. Like it's still a dumb. Movie.
True.
But
the,
then,
the problem is
it's
the
like, oh,
conflict
he went
between the
to
two.
school for meteorology, and he actually
Yeah.
really is smart and cares about all this stuff.
And he's gonna get her
Yeah,
pregnant.
but that's
Sorry.
also like dumb. And
That's
silly.
also dumb. Yeah, all the things you're explaining are dumb. Like it's like people want the movie to be dumb. It's a dumb movie. Like it's like that's
It's dumb. It's dumb, but it
that's why it's
also.
fun. Like,
I don't
it's-
want to hear them talk about like they're like we have to go seed the tornado. You pervert! What are you talking about?
What?
Move
Yeah,
on,
we have
I
to
don't
go
care.
impregnate the tornado.
It's not even just
We gotta
that,
get this
but, like,
tornado
the
pregnant so it
fucking-
has baby tornadoes.
And we have to
that
make
get
sure it's
smaller.
moist. We have to make sure it's really moist.
Yeah, we got to get it wet
Okay.
and then shoot
Yeah,
our
we have to
dust
get the
in it.
tornado wet. Yeah, the reason why it hasn't been working is the tornadoes aren't wet enough.
No, but
That
like
it was like whatever. It's like whatever.
that's what I mean.
And then
it's
they, she
fun,
goes
it's
and she does the
fun.
cloud seeding. It's like this one's rain wrapped, but what I don't care.
Rain wrapped.
I think it's
That's
like
what they
they
say.
even fucking they screw themselves into the ground. Like he
Okay,
like takes
very
little
good.
That's
screws and he puts it
a
in the
real
ground, and
thing.
it's like, would that even work? Like it's like, does
Yes, that's what they do.
Yeah,
See,
Kevin,
this is
they
what I'm
do
talking
that.
about. This is a movie for people who don't know about tornadoes.
But I don't care about tornadoes.
I love
I
tornadoes.
care about
I wanna-
tornadoes when
watched
when
this.
there's like people who I like to see on the screen fighting the tornadoes. And
I
it's
don't even
silly,
care about
and
the
it's a good
tornadoes in
time.
this movie.
Oh really? I like the tornadoes.
What do you mean you
No.
don't care about? It's Twisters.
I'm not there for that. It's like
what
do
are
you
you
have a-
there
it's
for?
silly guys.
The science?
Well, they're just silly guys, and it's like they're in cars.
So did you never?
Yeah.
Did you the whole time you were watching? Were you never nervous when a tornado was happening?
No,
What?
He was actually like he felt better.
it was fun. I'm not like
I
I didn't
agree.
think the tornadoes were
don't
very fun
think-
either, which
I
is kind of
didn't
like the
think-
biggest thing.
I don't think like
I thought the
Daisy Edgar
tornadoes
Jones is gonna
were
get swept up in the tornado.
No, but like the
I wanna
scene
fly.
the scene at the rodeo, like okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Did you kick me?
Yeah.
No, you
No.
just laughed.
Bitch, I said I like Twisters. I'm just kidding. No, I
No,
just
the
shut off
scene.
for some
I
reason.
thought the scene at the rodeo was so like I was like nervous. I was like sweaty. I was like, oh my god, that guy just flew out of the pool into the air. Like it was like that was
No, but I
intense.
kind of like that.
There's a
Like, I
kid
kind of-
there, I
I
was
just
like, this
kind
is
of like
scary.
all the random bystanders
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
what I'm
like
saying.
those stupid.
But like you
people
weren't
that
you
like,
weren't scared.
not in that car for the random people. No, I,
I
wanted
wasn't
them
scared.
to die.
What do you
Oh,
Like I,
What do you mean scared?
I just
Like-
wanted.
well, like I
Daisy
get
Edgar
nervous because
Jones
it felt
and
like
Glenn
real. There was like
Powell
people
to do
being
their
like
little
swept
like
up by a
rom
tornado.
com thing, and I wanted everyone else just die.
Oh,
Like I just like that was
no,
that's
not Ben, not Ben. I
There's
was
Oh no,
something
Ben
I
was funny. I
dislike-
thought Ben was funny.
I love Ben so much. I wanted to fuck that little British man so bad.
Oh, the report,
We
the
could
like
take pictures.
reporter.
Yeah.
Write a
Yeah.
report on that. You know, he was such a freak,
Like,
and he throws up. I was like, he's so cute. But
Like that's funny too.
let me just say
He's
this
just
too.
like-
Let me say this, Kevin. I feel like you're taking it real hard that we have some mild complaints about the
I'm not
movie.
hard.
I like the movie. I want to say
I'm not
that.
taking it hard. I don't
I'm
care.
not
I
taking it
don't
hard. I'm
care.
about to don't make me seed you, tornado boy. I like the movie. I think there's some stupid stuff in the movie that doesn't quite work with like the other tone of the movie that they're going for. That's fine. The movie itself, like the actual tornado stuff. I will say, let me get all my complaints out of the way and then I'll just be positive. The opening scene, I was like, I don't know, because I was like, I don't know about this, where all her friends get sucked, you know.
In what way?
'Cause I think it would have been better if they're like in the car gets picked up and it gets like launched and then like they just like land and then all her friends are dead. She like looks around. I think that would have been like, but for them to be like running away from the tornado, that's an F5. They're like, it's an F5. And then it's like there's like a fucking 3-ton truck behind them that gets sucked up in the air.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, you get the, it's like, if you know, it's like whatever, that's fine. It's a fun visual, but like I don't need them to run under the overpass. And then there's just weird stuff about tornadoes in this movie that's like kind of like that's stupid, but it's fine. I don't like it was like the tornado was like a slasher, and then it cuts to her in New York, and I was like, did they put her in a witness protection program so the tornado can't find her? Like, what's going on? She got her blonde hair and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I just thought like the whole first like 25 minutes of this movie, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. But then I got really into it. As soon as Glenn Powell showed up, I was like, oh, charismatic. Oh my god.
so
True.
So that's how
no,
I felt.
Have you never seen
Powell,
time
movie
jump in a
star.
movie?
Kevin, why do you go to like the most insane things I've ever heard in my life?
It's
Why do you
just
do
like-
that?
You just
No,
like
it's like
you just like
I brought up a
complain that it
mild
cuts to her in New
criticism.
York 5 years later. It's like what? Like
no,
what
it's
do you
just
mean?
it's just like I don't need the time jump. I don't need the time skip. Like it's just like weird. It's a weird structure for a movie unnecessarily to me. But my problem is not the time jump at all. Give it a time jump. Fuck it. Make her 75 years old. I don't give a shit. But she still looks super young because she's been eating the dust she threw in the tornado. Like I don't care, but so she's so moisturized. Sorry. But it's more the actual like attack of the tornado. I thought was like stupid and not scary in the beginning. Like the opening scene, I was like, this isn't really
It was
that
very silly.
intimidating.
It
Yeah.
was silly in a way that I thought was fun at the beginning because it was.
Mm.
I also noticed like they're like, oh, we gotta go. Like, and there's the underpass, and they get out of the truck, and the second they got out of the truck gets like flung out up in the sky.
Yeah, and it's like, girl, you're gone. I don't know what to say, which is fine, but it's also like they're tornado experts. It's like lay down in the ditch. You just said like going under the underpass is the worst place you can go, and they're like, oh fuck it, let's go, let's make this worse. You know, it's like my friends died. I don't know. So I thought that was stupid, and then the other tornado stuff I thought was great and fun.
I didn't
Like
like.
Kevin's mad. I'll
No,
be
Kevin
mad.
is
We'll talk
mad.
about it
No,
later.
Kevin's
I
I won't
actually
talk about it
malding.
anymore.
You said you had
His
a bunch of
fucking favorite
complaints, and you
movie
made,
ever made.
what are the
5
other
stars.
What are the other complaints?
That was it. It's
Oh.
just that, and then the weird kind of like the weird interaction between the science and the silliness. I thought was kind of stupid,
This isn't a
but in
complaint,
a way that took me out of the movie.
really. It's more just like a observation because I don't like coming in and being negative, right?
Yeah, we believe you.
Um,
I'm just
but
kidding.
though I don't necessarily love how the film is structured, where it's about the excitement of chasing the tornadoes, right? And it's like it's this spectacle piece about how crazy the tornadoes and stuff is, and then it like hard transitions into being like, oh, but tornadoes are really sad because they cause so much
Yes, and
destruction.
beautiful.
And it's like it's really terrible, and we have to stop this. And it does that like 3 times in a row. And the reason why I'm like I don't necessarily love that is because by the end of the film, I'm like, okay, are they gonna beat the tornado this time? Because the whole movie, I'm kind of waiting for that, for
Yeah.
her to beat the tornado, and then I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess the sequel can't come out. They can because tornadoes will stop being dangerous.
Right? Yeah, she discovered how to do it. She figured it out.
Yeah.
They're
Okay,
gonna
bro.
get better. They're gonna get stronger. Like,
The tornadoes are
Oh
gonna
my God.
regroup.
They're gonna-
and figure it out.
It's the first F-17.
yeah, it's gonna be bad. Like you're not gonna want to
Yeah.
see that.
This one's made out of metal. Oh my
This
God.
one is like it has arms and like
Little tornado. There's a name for that.
you're like yeah.
It looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's just a cloud in the shape of a human being.
I do really love
She's
how
like,
this
"We have to
film
beat
was
it with
shot
guns."
on.
Okay,
35
Kevin,
millimeter.
what was your?
It
What did you
looked
give this movie?
beautiful. I
Kevin?
love the green.
Yes, the
4
grain
stars.
is a
Okay, so
star.
you like this a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was
Okay.
fun. I had a good
Well, give
time.
us your
the whole
thoughts as well.
I've
Yeah,
given you
Kevin.
my thoughts. I
Give
liked
us
it
your
all.
thoughts.
I thought first of all, I thought Doug saying that Glenn Powell was the only good performance is crazy, but whatever.
No,
I agree.
break
Ben
that
was
down.
in
Why
the
is it crazy?
movie.
Break it down.
Because every time Brendan Perea shows up, it's like the most fun thing in the world. Like he's awesome.
Who the fuck is that?
He's the guy who yells, "We got twins." That guy.
That was Cinema Joe.
What?
I was like, oh, we got Cinema Joe in Twisters before we got him on You Looks Like a Movie podcast. I saw that man. I was like, that's Cinema Joe. No wonder he likes this
His
movie.
character is so fun. He's just doing like what Philip Seymour Hoffman does in the first movie. Like he just like shows up for like 3 seconds at a time. He says
Heroin?
something really
Sorry.
funny, and that, no,
Bro.
God.
Dude.
Uh,
What?
No, nothing. He just like shows up and says funny things and then leaves, and it's so fun. And he mentions the suck zone as well from the first movie. The suck zone, and I got so excited. He's awesome. Like he's so fun. And I don't know. The Daisy Edgar Jones thing might just be biased. Like I just like her because she's my.
I thought
favorite,
she was
and,
great
like,
in this
maybe-
movie.
I don't know.
I'm gonna throw my hat.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
thought she was
great.
awesome.
Doug, I don't know what's going on with Doug.
and I just think it's fun,
young
like-
female performance.
I just think it's fun, like kind of similar to the first movie, but also like I guess in this case, like it's like the whole cast is just filled out by like young up and coming actors who like just kind of like pop up and then like you get excited. When you see it. Like
Yes.
this is like when you have like the big like disaster like blockbuster movie. It's like it's fun when you just see a bunch of faces for like a couple seconds and you're like, yeah, I know that
Yes.
person. Like that. I like that. I don't know. I thought everybody
Like the cameos in Marvel.
no, not like that.
Yeah.
Way different, but I
Okay.
guess kind of.
It actually, what you just described does sound like getting
Yeah,
excited for
Guy I
cameos in
like
Marvel.
shows up.
Yeah,
it's
guys
not-
I like
it's
shows
really
up for a few
not.
seconds and you get
That's
really excited.
Professor
Being like,
X!
hey, I know them. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, and he
No,
said- And he
so
says the
let me say positive
catchphrase that
things
you
then,
like.
too. Oh,
can
and what
say
about you? What
positive.
was your? I'm pointing the wrong way because it's mirrored. Oh, and what about you? What was your perspective on the film?
I think this movie's really fun. Like Doug kind of mentioned it, but I really like like the kind of colors in this movie, just like the way
Mm.
like it looks, not necessarily how it was shot, like from a like
Yeah.
image construction standpoint, but just like it was pretty. I think it looks nice, and that's not kind of a thing that we get a lot. Like there's a lot of ugly movies, and like again,
Yes,
like
that's
this isn't
true.
like A plus cinematography, like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But I was like, oh, this is pretty. I like the way this looks. I really like Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell.
Mhm.
I like their whole like every time they have like a little scene together, like I'm locked in. I like that. Some other characters, I'm like, I don't really care for you. Like, anytime, like, yeah, anytime it's not really a Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar Jones thing. If it's sending everyone else, I'm like, I don't really care. But then I just like think it's fun. Like, there's like some high energy, and overall, like, just a kind of silly movie. But the thing with the Glenn Powell thing, I don't know. You probably have seen it on Twitter or something. But the end of the movie, they shot a kiss, and then they didn't like that movie doesn't end on a kiss, and everyone's all mad about that, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
They're saying that no more kissing in movies. It's not allowed. They shot
Gen
it.
Z took kissing away. They ruined
No
the
more
kissing
kissing in
industry.
movies, and that's I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's a sad day. You know, I think
Yeah.
Kissing is important.
I think we lost a
True.
part of cinema history right there.
The
and
war on
it's also
kissing,
it almost makes it
is the
weirder
woke
that
winning?
it's like he's
They
like,
just-
let's film a kissing scene, and then it's not in the movie. It's like, why'd you do that then? Kind of weird.
Yeah,
I will
What do you
say
guys think,
Glenn Powell. How old is
John?
Glenn Powell?
Like
35.
He's
50,
30s.
How old is Daisy Edgar Jones?
26.
She's 26.
Okay, she looks so young to me. It was
Yeah.
like that's her dad.
Oh,
No,
I
yeah,
didn't
she is
think that.
like 10 years younger than Glenn Powell. But that's like
Okay.
every
Like, Glenn
woman
So
in
hopefully
a
it's not her
movie.
dad.
Yeah, I didn't really think that at all during the movie.
He's great. He's super charismatic. He's funny. They don't look the same age to me or like in the same age group to me.
Glenn Powell kind of plays like he has a wide net. I feel.
Yeah.
They also don't.
Scream Queen.
And it doesn't really like the age never comes up in the movie. He could be older.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Like all we know is that he went to school for it, but we don't know.
all we
when.
know is that he's
Yeah.
a
We know
YouTuber.
that she
He's a
went to school.
chaser.
He's a chaser.
Father.
He's a YouTuber. He's a chaser.
Bull rider.
Yeah, that he rides bulls.
Yeah.
But he talked about it. He talked about it like it was like a
YouTuber.
distant event. So
Yeah,
he must
so
Stop,
he
Doug.
might be like 40.
No, he's gonna
Yeah.
be-
That's what I got kind of the vibe that he was 40 and she was 16. So that was cool.
I didn't
don't
get
know.
that
Um,
vibe.
If it was Italy, it would be fine. But I was thinking like, so did we get like kind of like a weirdly like conservative point in the movie at all? There was like almost like to me like almost like an anti-science, like pull yourself up by the bootstraps into the tornado kind of vibe to the movie, and I don't know what that was. There's like a part where he's like, we don't need no fancy college. We just have the chutzpah to drive into a storm. And it's like, okay, you fucking no, I'm just kidding. Sorry. No, it was just there was like this weird kind of anti-science or like antagonistic science concept in
Yeah,
it.
because all the
And they
nerds with the fancy clothes were evil.
Yeah.
They were
And they're
evil
evil,
people.
and then it's like the good working class Americans who
Mhm.
don't believe in science. And it was like,
Well,
okay, weird.
But they
Well, I
secretly
think-
do believe in science.
Yeah, they're hiding it.
They,
No, but it's because Glenn Powell's character knows
Yes.
what they're doing already. Like he's the one
Secret
who
organization
organization
in
to
the
Daisy
Hollow
Edgar Jones
Earth.
that they're doing that the insurance guy is like buying up their
Yeah.
land. Like he
Yeah.
he already knows about it. So I think he just talks that
Yeah.
way because he knows it's
the only reason
bad
he sells
organization.
T-shirts is to get Frito-Lay to the
Oh,
family.
that was so lame.
He gets
Yeah.
he sells
Yeah,
T-shirts.
she runs up and gives the girl some food too. That was weird. She's like, "Do you want some food?" And it's like,
It's
She's
weird that
not
she's a nice
homeless.
person.
like, what do you mean? No, it's just that girl's not homeless. They have food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just a very
They're like-
clunky way to introduce. It's like, oh no, Glenn Powell's a good guy because
Yeah.
they sell the shirts to feed the homeless, and it's
And
like
then-
The other part that
Okay.
made me laugh in that scene is where all the homes are literally gone, and then there's like an ambulance driving through, and they're like, "We're announcing a curfew." It's like, yeah, go back in your home. Like what? Like what? It was so weird to me. It was so funny. And then and then the worst soundtrack I think I've ever heard. In my
Oh,
life.
yeah,
oh
I
my god, I
forgot
fucking
about
hate
that.
the music.
It was
Really weird.
Yeah.
I'm interested,
it.
like,
Okay.
who really?
Yeah,
And there it
absolutely.
goes.
It was fun. It was just like a bunch of country music for
Because
like
I was just interested, like, whose
Doesn't get
idea
It
credit
was
for
was
a
that, like-
pop though.
whose idea was this? Like, was it a directing choice? Was
It
it
was
like a
the.
studio mandated thing? Because
It has to be the
it
conservative market.
it feels like there's just like random songs just start playing,
Yeah.
and it like that was like my big issue with the movie. Like, I don't really care, but like I don't really care about any like the plot stuff. But I was like,
Yeah.
and then it's not like 100% like it ruins the movie for me or anything. But I was like, this is
Yeah.
silly. I don't know, in like a way that like I didn't care for, I guess.
No, the soundtrack ruined the movie for me. No, I'm
Because-
just kidding.
Just because it's
Can I
country
say what I
music?
really like?
No, not even
too?
just
What
country. I just it like
Oh, okay.
it felt weird. I don't know. It felt out of place. It felt like just
It wasn't the
random
country
like
music,
popular
yeah.
music.
Felt
thrown in
like
the movie.
jukeboxy.
Yeah,
It
did.
felt like very
felt like Spotify.
unpopular. Yeah,
Like,
like
what is-
pop country. Like
what's
yeah, it was.
I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, well, it was just weird needle drops, like at the weirdest
Yeah,
times for
very James
unrecognizable
Gunny.
music that sounds like Walmart music to me. I don't know.
Yeah, we just
It
walked into
because
Walmart.
James Gunn drops iconic songs in his movies.
Yeah, but
So it's like
he
whether or
won't
not you like
shut
his
up.
needle drops, that's fine. But at the very least, he's dropping songs that are like, oh, this is like an iconic song. I don't even think any of the Republican people sitting next to me sneezing on the back of my head knew these songs. So it was like weird.
Yeah, I didn't know
Also,
any
someone
of that.
was
I was just like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're all pretty popular songs.
No, I'm
No,
sure they're
none of 'em are.
popular to a demographic. I just
which one? Anti-vaxxers.
People that listen to country
exactly.
music.
Anti-vaxxers, exactly.
people who like listen to country on TikTok, like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like TikTok music to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me say what I really like though, because Kevin's getting agitated again. I can
I'm
tell because he's touching
not.
his
I'm-
forehead. He is. He's getting really
Guys,
upset.
I'm
So
not. No, I'm
um,
so chill right now.
any of the scenes that were visually describing the beauty of nature, I thought were so incredible.
Yeah.
The scene with the dandelion, where she's like gorgeous.
Mhm.
The scene where the wind changes directions and you see it in the wheat, gorgeous. The fucking clouds, and I hate to say this because I know you all have a neurodivergent obsession with clouds, especially Doug. But he was right. He told me, "Oh, the clouds in the movie," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna be that impressed by a fucking cloud." I could not believe it. I was like, I pre-came. It was insane. Like you see the clouds, I was like, "That's gorgeous. It's so beautiful." And then you see the actual anvil push down. They like CJ. I was like, "This rocks." I was like, "Fuck." Doug was right. But it was there were some extremely. I really do wish, and I am glad with what we got, but I wish they had emphasized this kind of like awe-inspiring beauty of nature and then like combine that with the horrors of nature as opposed to focusing more on like the science of prevention. That's which is like again, but I do think the stuff we got in there, some gorgeous nature shots. And that shot where she's like standing on the bluff and you just see like the storm from far away. I thought that stuff was great and like genuinely incredibly shot. Okay, so that's it. Anybody else want to
Yeah.
respond to that?
No,
or-
I agree
okay.
with
Yeah.
listen, what you just said, Max, echoed.
Yeah.
Echoed.
Echoed.
Yeah, no. I
No,
think it was-
beautiful though.
Yes.
Like genuinely beautiful. And I do think like
No, I wish
Oh,
there was more
also-
stuff like when they go above the
Yeah.
clouds and they're in
Yeah.
the sky and there's all the clouds. I'm like, oh my god, it's like incredible, so incredible. There's two shots like that though, and specifically with the clouds.
Yeah.
I just wish there
Well, it
were
was
more clouds
interesting
stuff.
because I
Yeah.
knew you said that like in your review, and it was like funny watching the movie. I was like, oh, it's just like this little scene. Like I liked it, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's only in this movie like once.
Yeah. The other thing, I actually really liked it when it cuts to the other frame rate from the like the handheld cameras that they're using.
Yeah, that was interesting because it's like shot on film, and then you have like these like YouTube like
Digital,
high frame
yeah.
rate, and like there was like one shot where Daisy Edgar Jones like opens the door, and then it like match cuts to like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's jarring, but it's interesting. I don't know. I'm not like entirely sure how I feel about it, but it is like an interesting like concept to do with like it feels weird that they shot it on film because
Yeah.
they're also like it's also trying to be like a very digital like YouTube movie, but then it's also like shot on
Right.
35, which it looks beautiful, but
Yeah.
it feels maybe the text of the film kind of asks for more of a digital look. I don't know.
I think that I like the very obvious distinction between the two types of footage.
Yeah.
And I think they merge them in a way where it's instantly noticeable. So it's not like they're like trying to merge these ideas. it just also adds this kind of dynamic to the movie where it's like, oh look, this is tech, this is nature, and it's like this sort of like
Yeah.
back and forth. I think is really the point of this centrist movie.
Yeah. yeah.
That explains why Kevin is such a big fan, actually.
Let's talk about
Doug,
Oddity.
he's already so mad. He's already
No,
so
he
mad.
is
Why do you
mad.
have to
Kevin,
do-
you haven't even talked about why you like it once.
Don't poke the bear.
I don't really want to talk about Twisters anymore.
What?
Kevin, what the fuck
No,
is
we-
going
we
on?
need at
You
least
always
6 more
shut
minutes of
down. You
Twisters.
know what I mean? He's going non-verbal, Doug. Way to go.
Let's talk about Oddity.
What did I
Let's-
do?
no,
What
no,
did
let's
I
talk
do?
about
You had
Oddity.
to
Let's
poke
talk
it one
about
more
Oddity.
time. You had to poke the bear. You had to poke the bear. And now Gen X is awake. Rise up, Gen X. You know, they're doing their thing. They're fighting the Gen Z.
I thought it was silly when they're like, oh, they're YouTubers, and then it's like, oh,
Yes.
but they're also live streaming, and they're also live streaming with like 6 cameras, and I was like, interesting. How
That's
are they doing
fine.
that?
Yeah, I didn't like.
No, yeah, no, you're nitpicking.
Yeah.
Well, I know
actually-
it's like
No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
that's not
Okay,
real.
okay,
That's not real criticism. I was just saying.
Can I say one other thing too, really quickly? I'm so sorry, Kevin. This is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin. Keep going.
I would love to see because Kevin's like, please, this is my favorite movie of the year. Stop talking about it. But I really, Kevin left. Oh my god, you guys.
So if
Dad's
you're
not
if you're
home
listening
anymore.
on Spotify, Kevin has turned off his camera.
Dad's not home anymore. I
Uh,
would love to see like a slow cinema movie about chasing tornadoes, and then I would love to see like realistic depictions of like being inside a building when a tornado hits. Because there's like this footage
Yeah.
right now where these people were in a gas station and like an F4 tornado hits the gas station, and it is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. It's like a real video. People got glass in their eyes. Amen. And then like they're like, we're fine, it's almost past. And then a fucking 18-wheeler flies into the side of the building and crushes the wall.
What the?
It's
fuck?
amazing. They all lived. They were fine. I'm not recommending
crazy.
anybody watch his Snuff, but go watch that. It's incredible. And I'd
Yeah.
just love to see like a very realistic depiction of this kind of thing. So that's my only
That
point.
thing is
So,
like,
Kevin, you can come
for
back.
me,
Mama.
like from a construct of the film, it's like not really my
Yeah.
thing. But I was like, I had fun with it. But like, I think it's a pretty movie. I think there's pretty people.
Mhm.
I don't really care about like the like kind of horror or not. It's not really a horror. It's like the kind of scary.
It's more like it's just like sad. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
And
look how
I-
sad.
No, and-
tornadoes
I don't really
are.
care about any of that. I just kind of like when it was pretty and there was
Yeah.
like Daisy Edgar Jones had like blonde hair. Like that's what I liked from the movie,
Yeah.
and that's enough for me. I don't know.
She's gonna have an amazing career when she turns 19.
I think she's been 19.
Oh,
That is so funny. Actually, no.
oh, we're
yeah.
doing live fact
7 years
checking
ago.
on-
that
7
was
years
good.
ago. So
Kevin's. I don't think Kevin's gonna come back.
I think Kevin
So,
doesn't want to give
Oddity-
him. I don't. Am I
Kevin,
crazy?
Kevin,
Oddity.
Okay. Can we talk
Get
about
back
Oddity
here,
or,
man.
or no?
Come
No,
on,
Kevin, why don't you want to
handsome.
talk about the movie?
Kevin.
anymore?
No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing for the listeners as well. This is what
Okay.
annoys me, right?
Mhm.
Is that
Okay.
I don't actually care if anybody has anything that they dislike about Twisters.
Mhm.
I hate that like 12 times in the span of 40 minutes, you guys just keep calling attention to it. I'm like, just shut up. Like Doug, like I want to
Yeah.
like smack in the face right now, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what I mean. I don't care. Like whatever. You could hate them. I don't give a shit. But then you're like, oh, Kevin's so. I don't give a fuck. I'm getting pissed now because you keep making it seem like I'm pissed. That's what pisses me off.
Pister.
God, like it's fucking annoying. That's what I mean. Sorry. I
Okay,
hope
so
the- I hope the
Oddity
listener
is a
understands what I
movie.
mean.
No, I'm just kidding.
How do you feel
Anyway.
about S's?
Like the Superman masses?
No, like aliens. Like, do you
Oh,
find
like
it
a
a effective way to title a movie like a sequel?
I think Twisters is very confusing.
Because it's
I
like, oh, I'm
agree.
watching.
I have seen a lot of
Twister.
people. I have seen a lot of people talk about Twister and Twisters and just say Twisters when they're talking about Twister now.
I was
Well,
doing that
Wait,
in our
was-
private conversations on
Because
accident.
I
yeah.
have no connection to the original movie, and the title Twister just makes more sense than Twister. So
Mhm.
it just feels more natural to say that. But then the original movie is just called Twister. It's confusing, but it is a thing that's been done before, like many times, where they're just
I
like,
think this movie should have been called Tornadoes.
Doug,
No, but then how
don't
is it
get into
connected to
marketing.
Twister?
I don't know.
but it's
Do
like
not get
it's like
into
if
marketing.
they
That's a good point.
called
That's
if
a
they
good
called
point.
it like Jaw, and then the second one was Jaws.
Like
Yes.
Twister made like $500 million, and Doug is like, what if we
Yeah.
called the sequel Tornado?
I don't know.
And
Yeah,
everyone's
okay.
like, "Whoa."
What I said was dumb. You're right. I'll
Okay,
concede.
Amazing. Look, now Doug's mad about it.
Twisters.
What? I'm laughing.
I'm doing the
like
same thing to you that I did to Kevin. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
No, but
no,
Kevin, is there anything that you really like about it that we didn't touch though?
Anything we didn't
I'm
touch.
looking at my list.
okay. So Oddity is a.
You don't know. I liked them. I think we talked about everything. I mean, I liked the stuff that
we
you
have
guys
10
said you
seconds.
didn't like. That's the only other thing. Like a lot.
Like what? Like what?
Like when you guys were talking about how how Max said, I don't know what you said, like the kind of like good and bad side of nature, like that thing. Like I liked the stuff with like the community stuff. Like I thought it was sweet. I was like, I like this part. Like the parts of the stories that you guys are saying like you're not really interested in. I was like, yeah, I dig it. Like I was like, I don't know. I liked when they're protecting the little girl in the pool. I like when they go back to the town to save everybody.
No,
I
I
like when the screen
when
blows
they're
off
like
and, I don't know. I
they're
think
like
it's cute.
dying in the pool. That I like that.
That guy. He's like, oh, don't stand up. He's like, stand up.
He
Like,
gets-
boy, you know what? You got a long life. I don't know how you live this long.
Yeah.
It
Also, the
feels-
people in that fucking place, they're like, there's not gonna be a tornado 9 out of 10
That was
times. I look
yeah,
at
that
my
was
friend.
funny.
That was very
'Cause-
funny.
My friend is the one who sits on the porch and like he's like on his balcony, and I'm like, this tornado sirens are going off and the sky is low. We should go inside. He's like, there's not gonna be a tornado. There is one already, actually.
No, yeah,
Stupid bitch.
I enjoyed watching those guys fly up in that car.
Yes,
No, that was
rocks.
crazy.
They live, I think.
Yeah, I think they made out okay.
No, I'm not kidding. It cuts and there's like everybody
Not
in the
in
pool,
my
and then it shows
version.
2 other people by the truck that like got tipped over. That was the other. A lot of people can live if they get pulled into a tornado. A lot of times it will just like pick you up and then put you down. It,
Really?
like,
Yeah,
that's not
I
even
was
a
gonna
joke, it's, like,
add.
a real
I,
thing.
Not
I
the
feel like
people at
that's
the
like
beginning.
maybe.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, not a single one. You know, unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl from
also,
she looked like she was
if
in
it-
Ghostbusters at the beginning.
yeah, I was
Kiernan
like, go back to
Shipka?
that franchise.
Yeah.
Kiernan Shipka, she's
In Long
like
Legs,
a TV
right?
actor. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
also
got-
in
she
Long
got-
Legs, but she's like
she
most
got
famous
s-
for the Sabrina show.
Well, I knew she was dead.
Yeah.
It was like
I-
I just knew
I felt it
everyone
in
was
my
gonna
heart.
die because like it was like who are these fools, you know?
Yeah, that's not Glenn
No,
Powell.
as soon as the movie started,
And I was
when
like,
it
I
started with
can't
that,
wait.
knew
I
they were
can't
all
wait to
fucked.
watch them die.
When she actually gets hit by that thing, I was like, girl, don't go. Girl, stop. This isn't you. If a tornado actually went over like a structure that you were in, though, by the way, your eyes would probably explode. That's how
I wanna
intense
see
the air
that
pressure
in a
gets.
movie.
Just, I was thinking like somebody's eyes and eardrums would blow up, but they didn't.
Well,
but
this
that
is a
would've been cool.
PG-13 movie, right?
Yeah,
it
but,
has
you
to
know,
be.
Do it.
They should-
impression
What do
of
they
that-
call the sequel to Twisters? Because they're saying that they're probably going to make one.
Twista.
What is Alien? Alien 3? It's just
Twisters
Twisters 3. No, it can't be Twisters 2.
Oh,
Like,
well,
no, it could be
can
Twisters 2. That's what I was
Could be
thinking. It could be
Twisters. It's the
Twisters.
second
'Cause why would it be-
Twisters movie.
no,
It's
why would it be
Twister
Twisters
3.
3?
It's Twister 3. It's
No, why would they
Twister
make it
3.
Twisters 3
It's
if
not no
they
S.
bring back?
No S.
Why would they name it 3 if they bring back just the characters from the second one?
I don't
I
ask
mean, you
David
could do.
Fincher. I don't.
If you do 3, though, you
Dude,
could
ask-
put it in
ask
the
David Fincher.
title.
The
Twister,
same characters in all 3 of
Twister
those
3.
movies. Owen.
Twister 3.
You could call it Twisters. Twisted.
Twisters.
I think they call it Twisters, but then with a big S.
Twisters. The
Yes.
tornadoes
Like
fight
a
back.
bigger. How do you write that?
No,
Like
no, no,
in
no, like
text,
no, like
though?
Twisters, right? So it's just Twisters, and then there's
two
another
S's.
S that's
The
just really big.
tornadoes strike back.
So Twisters S.
Right, but what do you mean by
Twisters with
big
2
S? Are
S's.
you just talking about like a capital S or like a bigger than
Yeah.
a capital
No, so it's
S?
Twisters right on the poster, and then behind
Yeah.
the word Twisters, there's a big S.
Another S. Yeah.
Oh. But then
This
how
is
would
why
that
Doug's
be?
not in
Okay, but still,
marketing.
how would that be?
Call it
written? You're
tornadoes,
Still,
fuck
it's
it.
still not answering what I'm confused. How would you type that?
With
Behind it.
behind it. No, like the
No,
S is
I'm-
behind
I'm-
it.
I'm-
it's like a. s-
I'm
No, it'd be
picturing your
Twisters,
poster design.
colon,
I'm not
S.
worried about how it looks in a picture. I'm
So,
saying,
yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah,
let's say you open Letterboxd and you have to
Right.
type in the name of the movie.
I understand. Okay,
Where would that S go?
it would be Twisters, then colon S.
Okay.
Twisters 2
That's a
million
bad name
subscribers.
for a-
Twisters up to 2 mil. You know.
No, wait, that would be funny if in the second one they were like both YouTubers now. Like she joined his YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's like a
and it's
family
about Mr.
vlog
Beast.
channel.
Yeah, it's like a family vlog
Oh
channel.
my god! Can
What
you
about
imagine?
the end of the movie?
We're gonna prank our
When
kids
they don't
by
kiss?
throwing them in the tornado.
No,
they
not when they don't
fake
kiss.
kiss.
Jeez, they say that her and Anthony Ramos are opening up a new company together, and she's like going to do their pitch.
Oh yeah.
But
No,
does she go and
she's
do
like,
the
you
pitch,
wanna
or
do
does
the
she
pitch.
stay there?
I don't.
I mean, she's still
Also,
gonna go,
the
she's still
ending of
gonna
this
go do
movie
the
was
pitch.
great. That
Okay.
last scene was great.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
that's the
when
right
he
amount of
drills-
silly and cheesy.
when he
I
drills
loved
into
it.
the
Yeah, it's so
concrete.
funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
It's like
so
it's just like
silly.
it's so cute.
I'm like you're going to jail forever, but like
But it doesn't
that's a
matter. It
terrorist
doesn't matter
attack
because
technically.
they don't kiss, and that's like it's worth not going to jail for the not kiss look in her eyes.
Yeah, to edge the audience a little more.
Yeah, but I saw it. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, by the end
It's
of the
allowed
movie,
on
I was
Twitter, but
making,
it's not
I was
allowed
like,
in the movie.
I was doing that. I looked like a fish at the end of the movie because I was like, you guys should do this too.
My mom
Like I was
just
so
texted
starved
me
of kissing.
while we're recording. She said she
Yeah.
went to the theaters to go see Twisters, but the theater didn't have any power.
Oh,
So-
Okay.
there
that's
was that big.
terrible.
What was that big outage that happened yesterday with like airlines and stuff? And
That was the
and-
solar flare, and they're lying.
Okay, I feel like
Solar flare is actually probably the worst disaster.
Yeah,
If there's a
but
big enough one,
that'll-
we're done for, you know?
I know we're
If,
cooked,
like,
Yeah.
literally.
an
cooked.
asteroid fell on my house, wouldn't like it.
So Oddity is a new
Yeah.
horror movie that we were all kind of excited for, I think. Me and
No.
Kevin at least
Yeah.
were kind of specifically circling it, and I know that Max is a fan of the
Max, like,
the
didn't even know it
director.
existed. So.
You guys are so bogus. This is crazy.
What do
This
you
is
mean?
stolen valor.
No,
do you mean?
what?
no. Doug and I watched the trailer like months ago, and we were like, "Yeah, it
I
looks
watched
good."
Caveat 3 years ago,
Yeah,
bitch.
did
you-
No, I'm just kidding.
did you
Yeah,
hear the
sorry,
part where I
Doug-
said
Doug just
Max
said that
really
you're a
likes the
fan of
director?
Yeah, I just
Um,
got here.
And I think we all like this movie. Right?
We did.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's really
Does Max
fun.
have, because Max is a fan of Damian McCarthy? Do you have an answer to the thing that Owen was seeking an answer to yesterday? Is there a reason why?
Why
the
is there a
Mick-
space?
The Mick and the Carthy have a space between them. Like his last name is
Oh,
Mick space Carthy.
it's actually like one of those combination names. It's him and his
Like,
wife.
So his wife's
Like,
his wife's
actually?
name is just
so it's just
Mick?
Mick.
No, his last name is Mick, Mick,
No,
but he just abbreviated
The
it, and then they have an
MC?
apostrophe, and his
Are you
his
lying
wife's
to
last name
me?
is Carthy. Yes, I don't know. Why would I know that? Like, you're a fan of the director. Do you understand the etymology of his name? No.
no, but
let's talk
it's
about
like
the
it's just
fucking
like
movie,
it's such
bitch.
it's a normal last name, but with there's like a space in it, and it just
They do freaky shit
no, but
over
it
there.
looks like
in the,
it looks like an error.
He's from the marsh.
It's an
You know
it
what I
looks
mean?
like
I
an
don't know what
error.
he's up to. He's a moss man.
I might be
know?
a letterboxed error because when you Google him and articles pop up, they type it normally.
Because it feels like an error. Like you
Interesting.
can't. Can you do that on a birth certificate? I guess. But it feels like an
Yeah,
Yes,
MC
what do you
is your
mean?
middle
Can you
name.
do that on a birth
It's-
certificate? Are
like-
spaces
No,
allowed on birth
no,
certificates?
no,
Maybe
no,
that's the
no,
It's
question.
no.
definitely not an error. I lied. It definitely is just like that.
I just
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah,
No, I
think
mean
You'd have
his
to be like,
his,
"Hey,
that's
his
the
man."
only
Instagram
really-
has a space. So
yeah. So like,
What a
Is
freak.
he is like it's like a what is his deal?
Who knows? Words are magic. It
he
could be a
made
spell.
Oddity.
Yeah, but this is a new horror movie that's really good. It's like really freaky.
Let me just say, this fucking movie's so scary.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mhm.
can I
I
ahead of time?
yeah.
Can I ask Max what the image in the movie that you were referring to was? Because before, for listeners,
for Bob?
before I went to see the movie,
spoilers.
I
We're gonna
asked-
talk about spoilers.
we're gonna spoil, but I
Don't
asked,
listen to this though if you haven't watched them because this movie's really good.
Yeah,
and if you
people
get
should see
spoiled, it
it.
won't be scary.
Yeah, just
but
like
I asked
watch
Max
this
before the
silently.
movie if
Mm.
I would be scared by the thing in the trailer, this like wooden thing, and he was like,
Yeah.
"No, there's something even scarier." Can I ask what you were referencing now that I've
The
seen it?
the mask in the movie. I was
okay.
like, there's no goddamn way that that's gonna be in this movie because I will freak out.
Yeah,
Like, the
That
guy?
mask that he wears is so goddamn
it's
scary.
so scary.
I could not believe
Yeah,
it.
but
He
he's
looks like a
kinda
fish
jolly.
face ass. No,
What?
No.
He's like
he kills a
In-
woman with a
in like
hammer.
retrospect,
No, in
and like
retrospect,
looking
he's
back at it,
especially
like
not.
he's like funny. He's kind of funny.
No, that's
It-
not
it
funny.
does-
The dude
He
killed
breaks
a
into a woman. He sneaks into a woman's house without her
and
knowing,
murders her with a
No,
hammer.
and then
but the way
murders
they-
her with a hammer.
The way they edit it, it's funny. He
No, I love
kills
that
her.
little edit,
He
that-
like
yeah.
it's like this.
Oh, I get
jump
what you're
scare,
talking
and then it
about,
cuts,
yeah.
and he's already killed her, and it's like a Looney Tunes gag.
jump scare and a jump scare and a jump cut.
Like,
Let me
look
say
at-
this.
I look at him differently. It wasn't really her. Like I was just like, I don't know. It's a visual gag to
Yeah.
not show it.
Yeah.
It jumps.
Yeah.
It was.
I get
was.
what you're talking about
I
now.
got
The way you
less
set it
scared
up
of
is
her.
strange.
I'm not scared of her. I got less scared of him because I was like, oh, okay.
He's
Like,
gonna be
if-
jumping around.
Because there was never a moment like after watching the movie, Like there's not a moment in the actual film that's like really gross or like it's like what is really gross?
The
And
head
there's, like-
being crushed on the ground. That was I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't know it was gonna go there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like really scary, but it's not like
Gory.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Like it's like I'm like constantly like, watching the movie for the first time. I'm like constantly kind of waiting for like something to really like kind of gross me out. I don't really know what I'm waiting for, but it's like really it's all tension. The movie's just all tension, and then like the like little like payoffs are like really cute and funny sometimes. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
Cute when the woman gets killed.
No, it's not.
Sometimes
Maybe
they make me
that
fucking
wasn't cute.
scream.
That wasn't cute.
It wouldn't have been cute if she was a man. You mean?
Did
It
you watch
wasn't
this
cute. That
alone, Doug?
Yeah, I was the only one in the
Oh,
theater.
gosh.
Yeah. How did you do with that? How?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing.
Mhm.
This movie is so scary. I don't know when the last time I have been this afraid while watching a film was before this. There were 3 times where I actually screamed like the jump scare like made me actually like
When she
scream
comes
very
out of the
loudly.
tent?
What do you say?
When she comes out of the tent and he just like, hey.
Yeah, that was one
That
of
was
them.
the worst thing that's ever
shit.
happened to me.
Yeah, that was
My
one of them
whole
for sure.
body-
There was an
Wait,
bro,
which
when-
one? He like lagged.
When she goes in the
The
tent,
tent?
and he
Oh,
comes,
yeah,
and then
no,
comes
that
out,
was-
and he just like, because I'm like, surely he's not going to come from the left side of the screen. That would be the most obvious place for him to come from. So I'm looking at the other kind of empty space, and then and it's like exactly where you thought he was going to come from.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, I'm saying like I went, and I made a noise. I don't think I've done that since Insidious.
Yeah, no,
not-
I screamed. Bro, when later in the movie, when
Yeah.
it's the girlfriend is like upstairs after she gets off the phone, she
Yeah.
drops the phone and looks down, and the wedding guy is looking up at her. I screamed so loudly, I think I
hated that
peed
too,
myself.
yeah.
That is the absolute scariest scene in the movie. I think I was like, I know he's
No,
gonna
I-
fucking look at her, and it freaked me the fuck out.
I was
Also-
so scared by the tent. I thought the tent was so fucking scared. Not even the actual jump scare, but like when she just like looks
like
at the
tent.
camera and there's
Yeah.
like the picture of him. As soon as that happened, I shit myself. I was like, absolutely fucking not. I was like, don't even, because it's just like the scare. Like it's like he's just like you're just in a tent. What I'm saying is like it's like kind of like a under the covers type of thing where like when you're a
Yeah.
kid and like you hide under the covers and you think like you're safe, but it's like, you know, she's in the tent and like if like you're just fucked. Like it's like you can't be protected by a tent. I was like, I'm fucked. I was so scared. That part fucked me up. I will say everything after that part I was considerably less scared about. Like once I not like okay, jump scares still really fucked me up. Like the tension was still there, but like I not that this is a different movie and I'm not asking for this movie, but like once I like knew that it was just like her husband is a piece of shit and like he cheated on her and just like kind of like got someone to murder her. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once I knew that there wasn't like anything, I mean, there's still like supernatural stuff, like she's still a fucking ghost and shit. But like in general, like what scares me about movie, like what makes me like go home and like be scared about a movie is like me thinking that it could happen to me. So like once that got like revealed to me, I was just like, I mean, yeah, it's still scary. Like the jump scares were still scary, but like it didn't like come home with me. And I wish there was like something different about like how it all unfolded that like made me like scared after, like where I would like go home and like lose sleep over it. But that would be a different story entirely. So it's fine. Like I still like the story for what it is. I just like, I don't know. I was so scared during like the first half of the movie that I wish I was like scared after it ended. Like I wish it like spread me out that
Well,
bad.
because like I don't really like when you learn he's like a dick, like it's like, oh, I'm like totally cool if he just dies. Like I don't really care what happens to him.
Yeah.
But like I like kind of like how cute it is. Like it like wraps
Yeah,
up
me too.
so like it's like a little like
The ending's very
oh, the
funny.
ending
It's
is
a
so
little-
funny.
it's like a little like it feels like a long version of like a short horror story. And
Yeah.
I like that element of it. Like outside of it just being really scary, I kind of just like how like it feels like this like self-contained little like small short story like horror like little thing. And I don't know, it's cute.
It is cute. I also
go for
almost
it.
walked up and left the theater because of how
Yeah,
scared I
during which
was. Just no, like and like
Just, like,
during
in
the
general.
entire middle of the movie, I was like kept thinking like I don't know if I'm not joking. People might look down at me because of what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
A
people
lot of
might
the movie,
unsubscribe.
I was curled up, like I had my knees up to my chest, and I was covering my ears, like I
Yeah,
was
I
plugging my
covered my
ears.
ears during the movie.
And I- 'cause I was
like,
so,
can't-
like-
I
don't know
don't
if can
cover
do
my
this.
ears. I did like at least 10 scenes where I was watching like this.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
See, I don't
this.
understand because like to me, I'm like I can just close my eyes if I need to, but like I cannot close
Yeah.
my
No,
ears.
because I
want-
want,
like,
I
I
wanna
want to
see
see
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm looking through my eyes because I want to see what happens, but I like
Yeah.
it like makes me feel safe because I know if like something scares me, I could like point my eyes in a different. What I do a lot of the time when I like know a jump
Look at
scare
the
is about
corner
to
of the
happen
screen.
is instead of covering my eyes,
Yeah.
I just look down under the screen. Like I look at like the bottom, and I'm like, if something pops up, like I'll see
Yeah.
it, but I won't like be staring directly at it. And I did that like 20 times.
A
during
lot
this
of this
movie.
too. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Doug. Sorry, we could. Yeah.
No, it made me think about what is scary. And there are a lot of people
Yeah.
when Long Legs came out, a lot of people were talking about the sense of dread, right? And
Mhm.
how like that's the scariest thing in a movie is like the sense of dread that is kind
Yeah.
of like non-specific. To me, in my experience, the scariest thing in a movie is when you know a scary thing is about to happen, like specifically a jump scare, but
Yeah.
you don't know when exactly it's going to happen. There's nothing
Yeah.
scarier than that in a movie. Like
In
Old
this movie
women.
is
Added on to that. I think that like
Old women are
the-
scary, yeah.
but I was really confused because she's like blind and then she's not blind, but I was just like she was the scariest part of the movie. Like she was more scary than the creepy like wood guy.
you're talking about the woman who was
I don't
not
think she's
old
that scary.
with the
Yeah,
white
she's not,
hair?
she's also not that old. She just
Yeah,
has,
but
She's
she has
she's
like
recovering
35.
from cancer.
she has like old demeanor.
True. She'd be
Yeah.
like creepy and hunched.
She was like scared. Like she's
Yeah.
like a witch. She's
No,
witch
I
blind,
think
like old
well the thing
witches.
is the thing
That-
with what Doug's talking about is like
Mm.
I don't like there's like other movies where that won't scare me as bad. I think what makes
Yeah.
it like scary is like this movie sets up the images before stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then like you have to anticipate that what you're going to see is like when you see like the wooden doll thing introduced, then like as soon as you see
It doesn't
something
show
that
it though right away.
yeah, but like as soon as you see something that unsettling, then like when you get to the parts where there's gonna be a jump scare, like immediately you're thinking the worst thing ever. Whereas
Yeah.
like in another movie, if like they never like make you nervous about something, then like the jump scare around the corner isn't really gonna bother me as much.
Yeah.
But, like this movie just made me uncomfortable right away. So then all the jump scare parts, I was like, okay, well now I'm gonna die.
that scene where she's taking the
die.
things out of its head.
Oh, I
when she
hated that
yells, when
too.
she yells, that's so scary. Like
yeah,
the
when she
old,
yelled,
the
I
old lady
again, I
yells,
think
like,
I literally peed myself when she
I-
yelled.
that might have been like the
Yeah.
biggest like reaction out of me because like there's this lady yelling.
She's just standing up. Put those back. I was like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
well, it's again she like
Yes,
she-
mama.
it's like oh, it's like
Also, why did she put them back?
because she does what she's told.
She was freaked out.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Also,
like, why is
were
this
you guys
blind woman
surprised?
looking at me?
Were you guys surprised when that woman just like left and didn't die and
I
was
was
just like
so
fine?
happy. I was so.
Well,
I
I
was like,
was-
if she
'cause
dies, I'm gonna be annoyed.
They kept. I'm happy they didn't cut back to her later, but I was
Yeah, me
like,
too.
are we ever going back to her? Because they keep kind of bouncing around, like different things, and then she kind of just like leaves, and I was like, oh, is she going to like is something
No, she
like
comes
haunted?
back.
Like
She's
she
on the phone with her at the end, and she's like scolding him.
Oh,
Like, there's
I
something
know,
happened that night. Like,
I know, but she
Okay.
like she like kind of drives off, and like it's like all like haunted thing is gonna chase her. Like how like what's the extent to this? Because she leaves the area, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting.
it's good that
Um,
they. I think it's good they do. That
I didn't
'cause
really
it's
like her character.
It would. I actually really did.
I really liked the guy because he was like he had like a British
Owen.
thing to him. He
No,
had, like,
I
a-
liked the
British.
girlfriend because she's such a bitch. She's like, I don't
Well,
like you. Why do
she's
you
kind
give
of
us this weird
cunty.
fucking thing? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
make you
Well,
food.
she was so
It's
she
like-
was like horrible
was
to
serving.
the old
Yeah.
not old lady. Like she was. Just
That's
like,
why I like
To
her.
be fair,
Because
it's
she's like,
weird.
it's kind of a vibe because it's like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, and
Yeah,
where are my
exactly.
keys?
She's
like,
like-
what's happening?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, get out of my house. Like, my boyfriend, I already hate this house. It's creepy. You're being creepy on purpose, and I can tell. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like, it's like this
Yeah.
blind woman comes in, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry you're blind. And then she's like, I'm gonna haunt you. And it's like, fuck you, blind lady. Get out of my house. You know what I mean? It's like, I
yeah,
kinda
and it's
like
also
how
just
she
like
kinda stands up for
logical.
herself a little.
I love how the girlfriend never questions anything because she's like,
Yeah.
"Why did you set up the wood guy?" And then
Yeah,
she's
she just
"I
like
didn't."
sees it and
Yeah.
then makes dinner.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I didn't
It's
set it
just
up,"
at
and
the
he's
table.
like, "Okay, whatever,
Yeah.
weirdo."
Like,
Bugging.
or she
Blind
sees what's
people,
in
I
the
guess.
chest. she sees in the chest. She's like, "I'll go get some more blankets." it's like I think it's great. Like they do
Yeah,
have these
it's
like really
silly.
well characterized, and she almost becomes the main character for the middle part of the movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think having a character who did something wrong, but also is kind of likable, or at least the most relatable character in the scene, is great because you're like, she might die because she was cheating with the husband.
Yeah.
So it's like she could
Right.
be punished in this. So you
Cheating.
really feel like she's vulnerable. But at the same time, it's like she didn't do anything as bad as these other people. So for her to escape at the end is actually like a subversion.
I
It's
guess
and
a
I
real,
thought that was
it's a real
great.
Love Island bombshell situation.
I
Yes,
guess that's the kind
this
of
week in the
connective
villa.
tissue of this episode is cheating.
Yes.
No,
Cheating
but the thing
why?
is like
No
she's
hobby,
kind
no.
of the what's it called, the
The
sister.
Antichrist.
She's kind of like doing like the Love Island moment where like a new like hot girl enters the villa and then she steals somebody's man. But
Yes.
then the girl who gets her man stolen is like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at him for leaving me. You know, it's kind of like
Yes.
that where she's like, I'm not mad
And
at you
then
for being his new girlfriend. I'm mad that he would cheat on his wife.
Yes. A
And the
new
You know?
wood
blind
doll
woman has
guy.
entered the villa.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
What did you think about the I loved it. The little like trap door.
Love.
Oh,
He was like, "Oh, answer this phone when I call it." He was like, and
Yeah.
then she just fucking. There was like all this like back and forth like
Yeah.
revealing of like the trap door that just kills you if you fall in it.
Yes.
Like that. I don't know. It's like
What a delightful
Scooby
scene.
Doo.
I wish
It's
that
like-
the movie leaned more into this idea of an unreliable narrator because of like, and made you think that, oh, maybe the blind lady, the blind character is actually crazy and wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the thing is I thought that they might go that way because like she like was like, "Oh, I know who killed her, and I
Yes.
know you told." Like she knew everything. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, but can we trust her?" Because like she's kind of like the evil.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, she's doing all these things. So like when that whole scene before they did the trapdoor, when she's confronting him about killing her sister, I was like, okay, this is what we are told is the truth, but is this the truth? Like I don't
And
know yet.
Yes.
I think
They
they
never
do
really-
establish or like present that idea really well because she did murder someone who didn't deserve it.
True.
She murdered
the guy
with
the
the
guy
gun.
who was
yeah.
originally like convicted
Right.
of
Yeah.
killing her.
So
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
like,
right.
I'll be punished for it. And I'm like, is this your punishment? Like, are you evil? I was like, is she
Mhm.
evil and she's wrong?
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. I thought that was really cool. And I was like, I almost at one point I was like, is it going to be that she killed her sister for some reason? And so
Well,
there was,
yeah,
I
we
think
never
there's a
really
lot
know
of-
who to. We never really kind of know who to
Yeah.
trust. Even like from the beginning, when her sister opens the door and you have this
Yeah.
guy, and he's like, "Hey, there's someone in there like going to kill you. Like, let me help you." Like, we don't
Let's
know.
talk about that intro scene too.
We don't know to trust him yet, or we don't
Yeah.
know who's to trust there.
I think that intro scene is like fucking incredible. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
that
really
shit
good.
was
It's so
so-
scary.
It's so scary. Like
Yeah.
you instantly, it's like she's like, "Hey, I'm here at the house. I'm all by myself." And you're like, "Oh God, you look so vulnerable, Queen." And then he's like, "I'm here at a mental institution from the '60s, and I can't come home until late." You're like, "Oh my God, her husband can't be there, Queen. Look out!" And then you get a knock on the door after she walks up to the door. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, leave me the fuck alone. And she
Yeah.
opens it, and it's this scary looking man who looks like he's from Lord of the Rings. And he's like, "Hey, girl, can I come in?" She's like, "No, who are you? You're freaking me out." He's like, "I just escaped from the mental institution. You should trust me." She says, "I won't." And he says, "You need to trust me because when you went out to get your car keys or whatever, someone walked into your house." And it's like, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's like I know that he's gonna be right. I know he
Yeah,
is.
you
but
know
if
he's
it
gonna be
doesn't
right, but it's so
show
hard
if
to
he
trust a
opens the
guy who's
door.
staring at you from it. Like,
Ugh.
why is he there? You know?
Chilling.
Yeah, what is a man doing there?
Well,
Yeah, it's
I
like,
really
why was he
like
just
how
like watching you leave your house? You
Yeah.
know?
I really
Yeah.
like how she asked him, like, okay, if I open the door, what are you gonna do? And he was like, look around.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll
Fucking
hang
kill
out.
you.
You want to play?
Yeah,
Scrabble?
exactly. Where I was like,
Yeah.
that's such a good question that you would ask
Yeah.
in real life, where it's like, okay, like, but if I like, sure,
Yeah.
somebody might be in here with me. What are you gonna do about it, though? You know?
Yeah. He's like, I'll
Mhm.
scare him away. I growl.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Well, and then
Yeah.
for it to like be like the cut to the title card is her reaching for either the door handle or the keys. You don't see which one she goes for, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is great. Like, this is like classic, like gorgeously constructed suspense, and then like misdirection and mystery. So you don't know if she opened that door, and it's going to become extremely important later. And then right after she dies, we cut to this fucking guy in the mental institution.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, good, we're in a different location. Like, I feel so much better. And then it sounds like there's a goddamn dragon outside. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? And then we go and we see the most horrific visual in the whole movie. And it's the man who potentially killed this woman. I'm like, okay, I already think this is like a masterpiece. Like, this is so scary. And it's so intriguing. And I think like 80% of this movie is just in suspense, fully suspenseful, like relentless horror. And I thought it was great. I just thought it was so good. And even the visual style of it, I love the golem. I love like the white-haired twin. I just think the whole movie looked great. I thought it was awesome. Some dumb scares in it too, though, so it's like a 4 for me. But
which ones are dumb?
I
thought it was
really
funny
wish...
when the thing started running, or not running. It was like walking, actually. But...
No, that shit fucked me up. I hated that. I was like,
so he like Ivan guy. I was like, why did he just jump
off the top?
Am I getting kicked again? Hello.
He has.
Yeah.
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I getting kicked again? Sorry, I froze, but I'm good. Okay,
like,
sorry. Go ahead.
He like. So like the golem guy is like the wood man is like chasing Ivan up the thing, and then like he's like kind of far away, and he's just like fucking he just fucking jumps and breaks his legs, and like he doesn't really like, he's like like you're gonna like that the other girl fucking she's down there because she did the same thing basically. It was like he didn't even really try, like that wasn't like the smartest thing, but it was just silly. I was like,
well, it's different though because it's like she just fell into it and couldn't control her landing, but it doesn't seem like it's that long of a way down. Like if you're smart about it, you should be able to just jump and land on your feet.
But to me, though, it's like, listen,
couldn't he like kind of get down a little easier?
Yeah, like you should just be able to grab the railing and then like drop your knees and then
that's
just like
what
get
I'm
on
saying.
the floor.
He jumps from like he jumps,
and the thing's not moving very fast. Like
that's what I'm saying. He's like,
I'm
really
gonna be honest with you though. If something came to life and started walking, I don't care how fast it's going at all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna panic and do some fucking stupid shit.
No,
like also it is kind of like the thing is smart. It's like the kind of like back and forth, like a playground game where like he knew that like once he jumped and the thing knew to already start going back down the stairs. So it's like you're kind of fucked because then you jump and then by the time you make it to the door, the thing is just gonna meet you at the door. So like you're
because he goes down. I like their kind of, we get a really great understanding of like the kind of layout of the house. It's like a pretty simple like kind of construction because you realize that he does not even continue. He goes down the stairs he came up. Yeah, it's not like him falling isn't like it's not like a negative or a positive. It's just like it just kind of stayed with me that he like just fucking jumped from the top rope and like broke his leg.
It does seem bigger on the outside though, no? Like the actual house is just like that one long room and then like one bedroom upstairs and then like you go down the hallway and it's the other little room. But doesn't the house seem like is there like another section that we don't go in? Like where there's like that long portion, like when you see it from the outside?
There's a courtyard. You have a courtyard that you park in. So I think that whole like I think it wraps around.
Like
that's what I'm saying, but we don't really go in the wraparound part. We just go in
because it's like under construction. Because like
it
seems like they bought the house and it was like all fucked up, so they were like working on it.
Well, because the whole deal is like this is a nice house. Like he wants this house. He doesn't want to lose this house.
Oh, speaking of nitpicks, there was one that I heard a lot of people talking about, and I want to say why they're fucking stupid and actually should stop watching movies. Okay, so they say when she goes to grab the camera and then goes into the tent, like people were like, it's stupid she goes in the tent. Why is she going there? She like corners herself. But we understand later on with a line where he says like, oh, she sleeps in the tent because she's like scared. And it's like, oh, this is the place that she goes when she needs to feel safe. And that's why she goes in the tent, is because she wants to feel safe. And then ultimately, the reason she feels safe is because of its association with her husband, who knew she would be in there because he knows she feels safe, and he's the one killing her. I thought that was great. I think the metaphor is more important than the logic of the scene. So that's how I feel about that. And I love that about this director, too. He does it a lot in Caveat, too. Where my friend was like, why would he put a straitjacket on? I'm like, that's the fucking movie. Just like, shut up. You know?
No, yeah, I think in terms of like directorial like choices and like this entire movie, I think it's really strong. And like it's really impressive. Like there's like it has a very like low budget quality to it. But I think like all that he's able to achieve like under the resources that he has is like really impressive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you guys have an opinion about the feet?
I'm sure Doug did.
Yo,
Yeah, that was Doug's favorite scene.
Yeah, Doug screenshotted it. He watched it later.
He's
on in the
taking
movie.
photos like it was a concert in there.
Yeah. It flashed on.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know,
feet?
it was just
What are you talking about?
somebody gets their toes bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I couldn't watch that part.
I
So.
wish that we had done like a callback. I really thought it was going to be like, that was Doug, by the way. But I wish that we'd done a callback to the jump cut where he starts to bite his foot, and then I wanted it to like jump cut to him in the bed, but just like with parts of him ripped off. I thought that would have been like great. That image would have been amazing. I think they did run out of budget though, because that scene was supposed to go on for longer.
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah, no, I think I'm like really interested because he's like, does he have? So he has Caveat, and then this is that all like his feature from features?
Those are his
I know
only
he has,
two
like, shorts.
movies.
He has
Yeah.
shorts and stuff. Because I'm interested because I think he does. He definitely understands like how to make something, at least just from this movie, like how to create like tension in terms. Like,
Yeah, and he loves gothic horror and Edgar Allan Poe. He talks about how his biggest inspiration
yeah,
is Edgar
no,
Allan Poe.
I'd love to see him. Not even like because it's like
Yeah.
horror. It's like you don't really need a crazy amount, but just like
Mhm.
a couple million, to see what.
Yeah,
he
give
does
me a
with, like,
couple million more. Like, I just think
Yeah,
he's a great director.
Mhm.
Caveat, I think, is scarier than this. It's just not as scary for as long.
Okay.
So it's a lot less like
The highs
this is
are higher.
directly
Yeah, yeah.
scary. There's a scene in Caveat though where I'm like, I can't look at this. There's a scene
Yeah.
where I was like, I can't look at this, and it doesn't
Which-
end up being super bad or gory,
Mhm.
but it's just like the idea. I was like, oh no.
Which I kind of liked about this, which it was
Mhm.
like it was scary, but it wasn't like there was never anything where I was like, oh, I like actually can't
can't look at it.
like, but it was, and like in the way it ended too, I was like, oh, like it's like in the moment,
Cute,
like it was
yeah.
really, but like Kevin said, like it didn't like I didn't go home like kind of terrified. I kind of
Yeah.
liked the like kind of like happier, maybe not happier ending, but like it was like silly.
Yeah,
it was
Still
silly.
pretty scared. I mean,
Caveat's
I
the
still
same.
I still didn't want to turn my lights off last night. Like
Oh,
I
by
got
the time I
home.
got home, I was chilling. I was like so scared in the
chilling.
moment, but because the ending
Yeah.
was so silly, and I think it's actually really smart screenwriting to do
Me
it
too.
like that. So where it's like, oh, all of the scary stuff is like peaking in the middle of the movie, and then like as the third act opens, it all kind of like starts to like chill out
Yeah.
a little bit.
Well, I think
a little
it's
silly.
it
and
was a
weird.
very interesting like kind of relationship with the film and the people watching it, like on purpose. Like it was
Yeah.
definitely playing with the audience and their expectations. Because even that like end scene, like of him just being alone, it's like it's still like a scary tension scene, but then it kind of
Mhm.
the payoff is like really silly and funny.
I feel like he's aware of the idea that the movie could end with a jump scare and how unhappy people would be with that ending. Because if he looked up and the thing runs at him and goes rah into the camera, I was like,
well, I
would
was
hate
like, because I know it, like, we kind
Right.
of created the bell and like what that means, like what's
which
gonna
is
happen.
great, yeah.
So I was like, I know like something's gonna happen, but I think it was like really silly, kind of.
And then it's just
playing,
like this
playing
guy
with
like
the audience. Yeah, he's just
it's
chilling.
again, it's like it's winking a little bit, but it's not like in an annoying
So, like,
way. It's
I
kind
kind
of
of
enriches the
forgot
movie.
what I know, like something runs, and I kind of forgot what it was. So I was like, oh no, what is happening?
What's gonna
And
come out?
Yeah.
It's
But
the bellboy.
Yeah.
No, I think that this director understands horror in a way that almost 100% of other directors don't. And I think it's because he has this classical inspiration. He said he used to read like horror comics, like Tales from the Crypt comics, and Frankenstein. He said was like his favorite book. And I think that it feels literary, but it's also super fun and like crowd pleasing. And I think he just has like a complete understanding of tension, horror imagery, and horror concept. And I think he merges those together in a way. So far, I mean, I think Caveat's like a 4.5. I love that movie. And then this is like a 4 to a 4.5 too for me. But I think he might be one of the greatest horror directors right now. I don't know if I can think of for specifically excruciating and aggressive horror.
Yeah.
Not like best horror director ever, whatever, But I just think he understands horror and tension better than most directors. So, agree, disagree?
No, this movie's good.
I mean, we haven't seen
just off
Caveat, so
this
it would be-
movie, like I'm really impressed with just like what he's able to do with so little. I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very
Give him
confident
$30 million
filmmaking.
in a movie star.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like the jump, like a couple mil, like you like that 3 to like 10
Yeah.
range. Like you
Mhm.
could do so much more with that. Just like yeah, I think even like because the actors I'm not familiar with them. They're kind of smaller stars. I think he's able to get a lot of out of them
The
too. Like
performances were good.
at the beginning, I was like, because it has this very like I mean not cheap, but like low budget kind of look to the film, and then the actors are so I was like, I don't know how, but like I don't know he once it gets into it, it really is just
Yeah.
it's got you for that whole runtime.
Mm.
So yeah, I was not a movie that I like was prepared for or anything, but just like go and see it without any kind of knowledge. It really kind of
Yeah.
landed for me. I don't know.
It probably will scare you. And that was the thing too. I was worried I was exaggerating.
Mhm.
Like, I think this is the scariest movie of the year. So I'm glad you guys saw it because I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this is just the
I
scariest
can't
movie
imagine
of the year.
if I went in without even seeing the thing in the trailer and watched that, I don't
Yeah.
know that I would have made it out like that. If I
Yeah.
just knew literally nothing, which is for the I mean, I hope the listener isn't listening to the entire conversation about the
Yeah.
movie, but like for the from that perspective, like if you just know literally nothing, like I can't imagine you
Yeah.
not
Well,
being
that's what I
terrified.
was like. That was kind of my pitch for the movie on TikTok.
Yeah.
Was like, if you just want to be scared, like that's it. There you
Yeah.
go. Like that. You don't need
Yeah.
anything else. Like, if you want to go to the theater and be scared, and that's what you're into, and that's what you want. Like this
Yeah.
is the movie that you should see this weekend. Like it's pretty.
It's
It's that
genuinely
simple.
scary.
Yeah.
Even the way they reveal the statue too, where it's like they open the box, don't
And you
show
don't.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the first time you see it, it's in the background and out of focus, but you can see that his mouth is wide open. I'm like,
Yeah.
why'd
Yeah.
you make it look like that?
No, yeah, I really liked the gradual reveal.
Yeah.
And I hate photography stuff too. That stuff makes me so uncomfortable.
I
Like
hate
the fucking
photography.
jump scares with the pit. No, like
Yeah.
anything like with that, like anytime you do something like that in a movie, I'm just immediately like, I'm gonna shit myself. Like this is not
Yeah.
for me. I don't like when people take
And
pictures of things and then they look
is
at
everyone
stuff.
Well,
and
I was
Oh, and I can
really-
still hear you. I can't hear anyone else.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
So
else
I
just
was
froze other than you.
I was really worried about the like dead wife because like
Yeah.
the dead wife and the old lady who's not really old, like that was the scariest stuff for me. Like I
You're
was less-
saying the dead wife and then the old lady, but they're twin sisters. So
twin
like they're the
sisters.
same
And
ame.
also the same actress.
Yeah, same
Um,
actress, yeah.
she was just
Like-
terrifying for me. Like
She's a
I
great
was
actress though. I think her performance,
Yeah,
she played
no,
both. She's great.
she was scary. Like she did this, like I just kept getting confused because it was like, is she blind? Like, is she really blind? Is she fake blind? Because she would like stand up and like yell at me, and I was like, you see me.
Girl, I know you can see me right.
Yeah. Well, then I was like, then the whole thing with like the trap, I was like, this is the test right now. Like,
Yeah.
can she see or not? And then she falls in the hole.
You're like, damn.
I
feel
that scene was
problematic.
also so I was so nervous doing that.
Also, I thought the voice message that she leaves is extremely sweet and like kind of touching, and it cuts away from it. Again, they keep just like withholding information right at the right time for me, and I think that's so confident to do in a movie like this. But like she calls and she just goes, "We are connected," or whatever, and it's like that's beautiful. I think that's so beautiful. And then to cut, and then in the next scene you find out it's a year later and she died that night. It's just really great stuff. And then you hear the rest of the message later, and also like we are connected. It's like the twin, like the blind woman and the golem are connected, and it's like that's like it's basically just giving you a spoiler in a way through a different context. I just thought all that stuff was. I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Also, do you think it is the twin sister in the golem, like her spirit?
She was
Well,
controlling. Yeah, well, because it's like her
yes.
blood.
It's her blood. It's
Yeah,
her
it is, but then she
Yeah.
also is able to like show up as a ghost as well. Like she
Well, I
could
was
do
thinking when
both.
she's the ghost, she's not in the golem.
Yeah, I
The
don't
only time
think
she
there
goes to
there
the
was never
golem is
like
when
a
she
tag
touches her
team
chest.
situation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That you don't see both in the same place, and I think it's the spirit of the twin sister,
Just like going in the thing.
and she's into this, and she goes into it and gets revenge or whatever, and that's why she appears to the other girl and is just like, "Run! Like you need to leave! Like I'm gonna
Right.
kill everybody here, so you better go."
Yeah, it's a physical form that she can like
Mhm.
kind of control.
Although I guess that wouldn't make sense if she killed the
Girlfriend.
fucking the inmate, because it's
Oh.
like the twin would probably be like, "Oh, this guy didn't kill me," like the girl who died.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because the twin sister is the blind one is the one that says like
yeah,
she regrets doing that. So there must be a
yeah,
way for her to control it without her sister, I
yeah.
guess.
That must be maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah. Something
great
confusing going on
movie.
there. Yeah.
Very very scary. Cool look to it. Very gothic. Loved it.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah, that
I
guy, that the lead man, he's got a very gothic like old horror movie look to him.
Ratty look. He looks like a little
Yeah.
he
rat.
has a funny name, Ted Timmis.
Yeah,
I
thought
I
that was
noticed as soon
cute.
as he popped up when the thing was there, I was like, that's a
Yeah.
silly name for a
Yeah, I
guy.
think it's again. It's like it's all kind of
Yeah,
silly
it's
on
all
purpose.
silly. It's all a joke, really.
And then you also, it's like this mental institution where it's like these two evil sociopaths run it, which like in the modern era, it's like they have cell phones. This is a modern movie, but it feels like they just like they're like, okay, let me go back to the '60s for a second. It's just
Yeah, no,
great. I love it.
I
And the
liked
guy
it.
constantly chewing on his little.
Mhm.
And I was like, I
Yes.
hope he comes back, and then he really does. I was like, oh
Yes, it's
no,
good. I forgot it, but he plays Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody.
oh,
So what's funny, I looked into him, like who he like what other movies he was in. I was like, oh, he's in Bohemian Rhapsody, and then I watched the movie and forgot
The
about
main,
that
yeah, he's like the main, not the main, but like one of
because
the
he has
main
all hair on
characters.
it.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can see it now. Like I didn't really even care to go look who he played, but I can see him playing
right.
Brian May in that movie. It's just
Yeah.
really him, just with more hair.
That is how
true.
that works
We
usually.
didn't really try.
I
Okay.
on
might
the
bump my
makeup.
rating up for this movie after we talk.
Okay,
I think it might be a 4.5.
after we talk.
That's
For me.
exciting. Do we
should
want to talk about some
talk.
news?
We should talk.
Copyright.
Before the news, you know,
You're
all
like
the usual,
flabbergasted.
all the usual stuff, but also Max's links are going to be in the episode description on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. So you can follow
Letterboxd,
Max.
Silent Dawn.
Yeah, not Silent Dawn.
TikTok, Silent Dawn. OnlyFans.
Not a
yeah.
whole lot of news this week, but where do we start?
There's
Timothy Chalamet in talks to produce and star in Josh Safdie's Marty Supreme for A24. It follows a professional ping pong player, Marty Reisman, who I was not familiar with, but I looked into a little bit. And apparently he was like a professional ping pong player, but also like a gambler, I guess, or like a hustler. So I guess that would make sense as to why it's like a Safdie brothers movie, because he's hustling people.
They love
through ping
Brother.
pong.
It's interesting how these movies get made,
Brother, yeah.
and I'm interested from like a behind the scenes standpoint, like the announcement part of it, because Chalamet announced, or not announced, but it was an interview a while back for the Dune like press tour, and they were like, what do you have next for us? Like, do you have any kind of movies that you can, or whatever, like anything that hasn't been announced that you can talk about? And basically he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something in relation to tennis. And I'm interested, like from a behind the scenes standpoint, like did he sign on yet, like, and they waited to announce it like at a better time, or like what's the kind of timetable for that, or just he had a talk with Safdie? But yeah, that I'm excited. Interesting. The Safdies have split. One of them has picked The Rock, the other has picked Chalamet, and they're doing sports kind of movies.
And the
they're-
Rock movie comes out this year, doesn't it?
It's soon.
It
I'm
has
not
like
sure.
a confirmed, yeah, it has like a confirmed release.
I mean,
date
it's
on it.
already shot, and yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting couple of years looking at how their careers kind of evolve.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's a smart, maybe not the smart, but I think it's an interesting decision for Chalamet to do a smaller movie. I guess it's still
Yeah,
like
that's
a
it.
a notable director, and it's gonna be talked about for sure. But it feels more aligned with like when he was making like The King or something like that.
Right.
Maybe a little bit.
Hopefully
but-
this is better than The King.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
get the
no, I'm
idea.
excited.
I get the idea based on who the real guy is, that this is just like The Color of Money, but with ping pong instead of pool.
Are you guys like the Safdie brothers fans?
I like
yeah.
their movies.
I haven't seen their movies in a long time.
I think
I feel
Uncut
like
Gems is like
that's like
Sounds like
another
that.
director where
Since,
it's like
like,
they
the
make great
90s.
movies that aren't really for me. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm interested in them working separately because so this ping pong movie is just Josh, not
I
Benny.
wonder why they decided to split up.
Because Benny wants to be an actor and the allegations came out and Benny like wants to be famous. So
I
he-
think
That's
it,
what he
I
was
think
like
it,
crazy.
I think it makes sense. Being a duo is it feels weird in terms of like a directorial standpoint. It makes
Yeah.
sense because you're working with a crew anyway. Like I just it feels weird to like have like co roles, especially with like people that passionate and that big. It's like you want to do your own thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I did say like it was aligned with the King, but I guess he's doing the Bob Dylan biopic right now anyway. So like
Mhm.
another biopic. I don't know. If we'll see. It's like it's really early news, but I think it's interesting enough.
Yeah, it'll probably
Understood.
be good. I like ping pong a lot. I feel like this
Yeah,
kind of
they're-
cinematic.
I saw they're casting a lot of like just random guys who can play ping pong right now.
That's cool.
Okay, next piece of news. You guys tell me if you have a preferred city. Sundance
Okay.
has revealed the list of contenders for their new location starting from 2027. The options are a return to Salt Lake City or Atlanta, Georgia, Boulder, Colorado, Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky,
Ohio,
and
girl,
Santa
what are they
Fe,
doing
New
there?
Mexico.
put that shit
Dude,
back
that-
in Utah. That is my
Yeah,
take.
Utah is an option.
that's just
Staying
'cause
in
Doug
Utah
lives
is an
there.
option. And then there's 5 other places they can move to.
No, it's just like
Um,
that's
It's-
what like Sundance
yeah,
is
it's like
in
that's
Utah.
like
That's
the-
like the whole
The,
thing.
the
Like, just
title
keep it
of
there.
the
Yeah.
yeah. I
Change it to
don't,
the Boulder Film Festival.
there's nothing too close to me, so I don't really care.
Yeah, Ohio's
well,
the
Boulder
closest,
is
but I'm not
that
going
far
there.
from. Yeah.
I
Ohio-
kinda want them to
Minneapolis
put it-
would be interesting. I think that would be cool.
Minneapolis.
I
is
saw a lot of people excited about Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Nobody's excited about that. They're pretending.
No, I was. People seemed excited. About
They're
it.
No, they're
pretentious.
pretending to. That's not like they're
Okay.
like they just want
Who
to get
was
more jade.
I need
jewelry.
names, Kevin.
No, I was just like reading, just like random replies and comments and stuff.
I know,
people
but
were
that's
like,
like
"Oh,
people
Santa
like-
Fe is
they'll be
like
like,
growing."
The bots.
Conceptually, Santa Fe.
Yeah,
It's like,
Blue
you never
Checks on
fucking
Twitter are
been
really
there.
excited for it.
Oh God, I hate them. I think that's the mark of the beast. But
Mark of the Beast.
yes, I think so. But I think they should put it in space. Fuck off. I hate the Hollywood elites. No, I'm just kidding. It would be fun to put it in like the Midwest though, because film festival like freaks and like actually famous actors would go to like Cincinnati, Ohio, and then people would be like, "I loved you in the Hunger Games." That's so funny to me. At like the taco place or something. That'd be hilarious. Minneapolis is one of the options. Did you say?
No. Ohio
Oh,
is.
who said that? Who tricked me?
Doug
Doug said
said
that.
Minneapolis.
You're not gonna make it
Minneapolis
at
is one of the
Sundance.
options. I thought you said it, but
No.
But Santa
Is it, or
Fe
did he-
is like
The
a Russian. Do
non-Utah
not put it in
options
Santa Fe, 'cause I
are
do not want
Atlanta,
people on Twitter
Boulder,
to be happy
Cincinnati,
ever.
Louisville, and
I want
Santa
them to
Fe.
be punished by God, and that's it. And so, but also, Boulder, Colorado would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
That's what
I
Kevin
think
said.
Atlanta would be. Well, like
It's a little too close
I
to-
wouldn't be surprised if they pick Atlanta because of how much.
What's the other one
like,
in Colorado? There's
What?
another one in Colorado. It's like, what?
Denver? Are you talking about cities in Colorado?
No, I know there's more than one city in Colorado, Kevin. I meant it's a film festival. There's a film festival in Colorado that
Oh,
occurs. It's a
the
big
Colorado
film.
Film Festival, the Boulder Film Festival.
Oh, the
No.
Boulder. Oh, the Boulder. Yeah.
No,
that's
no,
it.
Telluride?
Telluride is in
Telluride.
Colorado.
That's
Yeah.
it, Telluride. It's like a major film festival.
Telluride
so they have-
also, yeah, that's a really
Weird
big
if they
film
were both in
festival.
Colorado.
It's like, don't get greedy, Colorado. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
go fuck
Colorado.
yourself. I don't care if you legalize weed first. But otherwise, yeah, Santa Fe, no Colorado. Put it back with the Mormons.
You'd be
give
cool
it
with
back to
Louisville
them.
though?
Why are you saying it like I shouldn't be? Like, did something happen?
No, I just like
You
it's
fuck
just-
with Louisville.
you just like
Yeah,
skipped
you
over
like
it.
Louisville? Because everyone does, don't they? It's not gonna go
Yeah.
there. In Kentucky? Are you kidding
I mean,
me?
it's a final contender. Apparently, the report was that like every state in the country petitioned, and this is the list that they've come down to. So
They're not gonna let people who are vaccinated into that state soon. So it's like we can't put it there because you know Kevin Spacey got
complications.
vaxxed.
Yeah.
But okay. so,
Kevin
yeah.
Spacey, big
Um,
Sundance.
The
Big
Russo brothers are in talks to direct the next 2
Jesus.
Avengers movies.
That's amazing. I hope they die.
Really
that's really cool.
interesting kind of Twitter moment because you have a lot of people who are like, okay, this is good. This is where they belong. Like, I'm happy nobody really talented got these jobs so that like we
Mm.
can keep making these good movies over here and like not worry about that. But then there's also
Yeah.
like the Marvel kind of side of it where like there's a lot of people who are like, oh my god, they made my favorite movie when
Yeah.
I was 12. And then there's also people who are like, these guys suck. So it's really funny to watch it from a standpoint of this is probably the best option for me because I don't
Yeah.
care about these movies.
There
But then there's
Marvel-
everyone kind
are-
of
is
losing their
there
minds.
a group of people in that like Venn diagram, like Marvel fans who don't like the Russo brothers?
No.
I'm sure there are. But there's definitely people who are not happy with it. I'm not like too tapped in to that space, but there's
Mhm.
definitely people who are not happy with it because I'm seeing people who are like, guys, come on, they made Civil War. Like,
They made a Civil War. You know,
that's what
like a
they're
pizza
saying.
man.
Yeah,
Did they
yeah.
even direct Civil War? Am I crazy?
Yes, they did. You are
I
crazy.
think so. I don't know. They do all the big ones. I feel like they do all the biggest ones.
They did Civil War and Endgame and
Winter
Infinity War.
Soldier.
I think
That's
it's
what I
good news
meant.
because
That's what I
have you guys
meant.
ever noticed how
Wait,
the
no,
Russo brothers?
Who's
Have you guys
in
ever
Civil
noticed?
War?
There's the Russo brothers. I don't give a fuck.
They did do Civil
Yeah.
War. Yeah, they did Civil War and Winter Soldier, and then they did Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, so
yes,
those are the
and then
four.
they did Cherry.
And those are like
and
considered like
The Gray
among
The
those
Gray
like
Man.
considered
Yes.
among people
And the
who
Russo
show,
like,
The
biography.
Citadel, starring
people who
Richard
like
Madden.
Marvel. It's
Successful.
like those four movies and like Guardians of the Galaxy, and they don't really give a shit about the other
Yeah.
ones. I don't. It's like
No, they definitely
Yeah.
give a shit about Iron Man. They
Black
love
Panther
Iron
would be a
Man.
big
yeah,
one.
with that Iron Man came out before they were born, so it's like
What about Plastic Man? Is he around? Yeah.
How does a Toxic Avenger like link to all
That's
this?
going to be the Russo brothers. He's going to join the Avengers.
well, Toxic Avengers is.
I don't know, Kevin, if you put this
unreleasable.
in the news, but I have a little bit of news about
Wait,
superhero
I need
movies
to say
too.
something about the Russo brothers. That I think
I
is...
don't know what you're
Hello?
referencing, but I
Hello?
have a piece of news that is specifically for Doug.
Okay, hold on. The Russo brothers, it's exciting that they're directing the Avengers because I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Luca Guadagnino and the Russo brothers have kind of the same problem where, like, if they're like the same level of director, kind of, where, like,
Okay,
if.
all right.
What?
Where are you going with that?
Keep going.
No,
Keep
like,
going.
it's like if they direct a movie that's an adaptation, then it's like
No.
a good movie. But if
Max.
they do you know what I mean or no?
No, keep
Just
going.
like
Keep going.
any of the original stuff that Luca Guadagnino
Touches.
made,
It's just
I Am Love, garbage.
yeah.
Challengers, garbage. And then like Cherry and Gray Man, you know, but like Infinity War, it was a cultural reset. So I'm just saying, it's
You know,
exciting
this is
they're
a
doing some
public
more Avengers
podcast,
movies.
right? This isn't like a.
A pubic
is
podcast.
pop.
What does that mean?
Doug,
So
what's your
what-
piece of news before I do mine? Because I'm curious if you're
There's just like this morning there were so Glenn Powell followed Andy Muschietti and James Gunn and David Cornsweet on Instagram
And
this
Hot Girl.
morning.
And Hot Girl.
Who's
and
Hot
the girl
Girl?
and the person that plays Hot Girl. So the rumor is that he's gonna gear up to be cast as Batman is what the rumor is.
Andy Muschietti, the
And-
director of It.
Yes.
And he
Is
was just
directing-
in the
yeah. He also
movie with
directed
Superman.
The Flash.
He was in the movie with Superman. And
He's,
been
maybe
they're
it's just
good.
a-
they're giving him another one.
Batman.
Batman? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
This
yeah,
is
he's gonna do-
this is separate from the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
He's gonna do Batman in the Bold.
Yeah, so they're saying that like the rumors are that it's gonna be likely that Glenn Powell is gonna play Batman. That's what my news was.
Oh my God! Please.
That would be
stop.
really upsetting.
Yeah,
This is like the
I-
worst news I've heard since like
Yeah,
my
Yeah, the
grandma.
Glenn
I
Powell rise
tweeted
to
out a little
fame would
Woody
last
gif. I
like
tweeted
a
out a little
year.
Woody gif. So long. Yeah. See you
Yeah.
later, Glenn.
That's shocking to me that they're giving Andy Muschietti another movie. Because did you guys see
Yeah,
The Flash?
shocking to all
Yeah,
of us.
it's
as
horrible.
well.
It's so
On it,
bad.
Yes.
I
And
mean,
that's
that
like,
might
if
be.
they were like, hey, Sam Raimi's making a Batman movie with Glenn Powell, I was like, sign me up. Like we talked about this
Hell
recently.
no.
We were watching those Batman movies. Like Glenn Powell is kind of like I don't know. Like it's not like I don't know. There's not like a crazy great choice for Batman right now for me. Like I don't have like a slide in, but I think he would be good. You know, he would kind of have that because he mentioned like I don't really want to do superhero movies, but Batman. Like there's like a but Batman to all of this because it's like
Yes,
no one really
Batman.
wants it. A lot of people like don't want to do superhero movies, but if
Mhm.
Batman comes around, that is the different story. Like Batman is like a different beast. And that was what
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I don't really, see myself doing superhero movies because he's been like a Green Lantern fan
Yeah.
cast for a long time. But yeah, I think he would 100% take that Batman role. I'm just if it's an Andy, Muschietti movie, I'm sad for him. I condolences to the
Yeah,
Powell
it's,
family.
Tom
and all
Cruise
that.
needs to
I did
call
not
him and
have
tell
that
him
in the
not to do
news.
that.
No, Tom Cruise. If Tom Cruise is gonna be a Green Lantern by then,
No.
He's gonna be He's gonna be what's a character
Well,
in
actually,
DC?
did you
I
guys
actually don't know
did we ever
anymore.
talk about on the podcast? This is like really old news, but
Oh, he's gonna be
how
Martian Manhunter.
Christopher McQuarrie wrote like a Green Lantern
Yeah, yeah.
script, and then like the powers that be were like, "Fuck
Who's
you."
Christopher McQuarrie? Didn't he write movies that were good?
Mission Impossible.
No,
He's a
okay.
Mission Impossible guy.
Yeah, no. I mean, Tom as the Green Lantern's been like a popular
too
thing
old
for a
now.
while.
Yes. No, he's fine. They could de-age him. The Irishman.
The Flash. even.
He could be the Flash. Fuck it. I've seen him run. Look
No,
at him.
No, they DH people. in
That's
the
like what he's known for. Tom Cruise.
That is what he's known for.
Running.
Running.
Get rid of Ezra Miller. I don't remember what they did. Like, but
Horrible.
They did the
thing.
Flash. They did the Flash.
no, I meant like to go to jail. But
They did the Flash.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did the Flash, and they were like, "You have to go to jail." The jury was actually undecided, and then the Flash came out, and they sent them to prison for 20 years. They said, "Oh, okay, no, wait, get this person into jail right now because they're a danger."
Same thing with
They're a
Army
danger.
Hammer did Batman, I think, right? So.
Oh my God, Army Hammer, where is
that
he?
on the
Can
news?
come back?
What do you mean? Where is he? You didn't see the news?
No, I
Isn't
saw the
it-
TikTok where he's in it with his friends.
No,
It's
he was
him
on
and,
Piers Morgan.
Oh,
He did
really?
the-
That's perfect.
He just did an interview on Piers Morgan, and he was like, "I'm not a cannibal just because I texted about it." And then,
I think that Pierce Morgan is cannibalizing himself. Like, it looks like his body is eating itself. So I don't think he's the right person to interview someone who's a cannibal because he's living Army Hammer's fantasy.
Mhm.
He's secreting something acidic, and he needs to get it under control. It's crazy. It's like a sack of gelatin. It's insane.
Are you ready for my Doug piece of news, Doug?
Yes, Doug.
Yes.
Doug
Yeah.
Doug
Charlie XCX says she wants to pursue a career in acting and that Brat may be her final album. She makes her debut
Real.
in a live action film in the upcoming Faces of Death remake directed by Daniel Goldhaber. And
know.
she also revealed that she is currently set to begin writing her first feature film.
Do we need a Charlie XCX written movie?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
What do you-
you're her
yes.
biggest fan. What do you mean?
I love
What are
her
you
music
talking
a
about,
lot.
She's Doug. Let her branch.
Have you?
out.
No, I mean, have you listened to an interview with Charlie XCX before?
Yeah, do you remember
Me?
Doug didn't
Yeah.
like Bottoms? It's like this is
I
Yeah.
didn't like Bottoms that
Are
much.
you
either, but
are
she
you
didn't write
excited
that,
for this
so-
movie that
She
she's
did
gonna
write
be
it.
in?
She did not.
she ghost
No.
wrote Bottoms and ghost
She's not a
directed
bottom.
it.
There's no way.
I think
It's
she has.
cultural.
She's a very incredible pop star. I don't know if she's gonna. I don't know. My thing is like I don't know like if she is gonna be able to communicate her perspective in an interesting way in a screenplay for me. But
What
also
if-
she
She's
doesn't
gonna-
have to prove anything to me though. So
know,
it doesn't. I don't. Know
In
what I
6
think.
years, the Oscars will be for Best Director. It will be Charlie XCX and Taylor Swift, like two-way, street battle.
Taylor
And,
Swift, Lady Gaga is hosting. They're
Well,
gonna
yeah,
change
but
the title.
Lady
It's gonna be
Gaga,
Oscar
Best
Myers 'cause
Actor.
it's branded
Charlie
now,
XCX,
sponsored.
Best Director.
Rachel
Um,
Sennett will be there.
No,
for-
but like I think
She'll
No,
win Best
she's
Writer.
in the Emmys because she has the TV show coming out, not movies.
In
Oh,
6
right,
years,
right.
she will be the biggest movie star in the
I was thinking that she would star in the Charlie
I think
XCX
Taylor
movie.
Swift will be.
Oh, maybe. Doug, are you excited for the Faces of
Never
Death
mind.
movie?
No, he's not.
I think this might be the first time I'm hearing of this.
Okay, so Daniel Goldhaber, who directed How to Blow Up a Pipeline, his next
Oh.
movie, Charlie XCX is in it, and he
As
posted
Death.
on Letterboxd like a month ago that the movie was done, so
Yeah.
it should
Oh.
be coming out sort of soon.
I have
Charlie
insider-
XCX is in it, Barbie Ferreira from Entourage, Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things.
Less exciting.
I love Dacre.
Yeah, no, that'll
Yeah.
be cool. That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
It's
I
it
have
seems interesting.
insider
It's like
information about that
do you
movie.
Max? Do you know about? I don't know anything about that Faces of the original Faces of Death.
The
movie.
original is like combinations of like simulated death and gore with real snuff videos, and it's a compilation. It's just like video. It just goes from
Ye-
one like violent situation to the next. It's like the original.
Yeah.
Like
Apparently,
Something
Daniel
Nasty.
Goldhaber is a very big fan, and now there's a remake that he is directing. So,
Daniel,
well, I don't
stop
know.
watching that stuff.
He just
Only
said
because you guys know
his
about
letterbox. Well, his letterbox for the original. His review says, "Man, why do I keep watching this movie? There must be some reason, but what could it be?" And then they announced right after that he was making.
Well,
a
so
remake.
that's why he
Yeah.
watched it. There's
Yeah.
like there's
But like he must be a
drone-
fan.
No, he
Drones
like watches it like 20 times.
There's like
No, but
drone
like
strike footage in it, and then there's like beheadings, and there's like
Right.
somebody gets hit by a truck.
So like
I was
naturally,
like-
like it makes sense, like that Charlie will be in it.
So
Yeah,
the
she's gonna be
the
driving a pink
description for the new
Lamborghini.
one, the description for the new one that he's making, does this sound similar to the original? A moderator on an internet video sharing platform stumbles across a potential snuff film ring hidden in the depths of the site's content. No,
Not even remotely.
Okay.
I just told you it's just a compilation of deaths.
but it's gonna be like the
So pay
same.
attention. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. No, I know it's totally different. It's completely
Crazy.
different. It's like this is like a live streamer who's like watching death videos and an audience is reacting to it. That's the premise of this one.
And who's playing the live streamer?
Charlie XCX, of course.
Barbie
our queen.
Ferreira is the main character, I think. Well, it's Barbie Ferreira and Dacre Montgomery. I don't know who's who.
Ugh,
But
when is Dacre
Can
Montgomery
we get rid
gonna
of
pop
Dacre
off?
Montgomery?
Who is that? Who's he playing?
he's in Stranger Things. He's like
He's,
the brother of Sadie. He's the
he's-
brother of Sadie Sink's character.
He's like racist and like sexist and like
He's like,
Fuck,
yeah, he's like,
he
the,
like-
he's
No,
like
in the-
bad
in the
guy.
show.
he like
Who is he in the show?
he like
yeah,
he
I
like
know. Okay.
he loves like Finn Wolfhard's mom.
He's
like
no,
the-
yeah,
he's
he's the
like
one who
the-
fucks all the moms. He's the one who fucks all the
yeah,
moms.
like
The
he's like
forehead guy.
I guess.
Chrissy,
No, that's Joe
wake
Keery, isn't
up!
it?
I love that show.
no.
Yes, what a
No,
reset.
no, no,
That's
no,
just
What a
Quinn.
reset.
Yeah.
That's Joseph Quinn who
They all
is-
kind of have big foreheds, though. Him, Joseph Quinn, and Joe Keery all kind of have large.
It's a
foreheads.
forehead-heavy show. I've noticed that.
And David Harbour, pretty big forehead as well.
I would. Oh my god, I'd eat his whole body. Let me on Piers Morgan.
Last piece of news. Neon has acquired the rights to Chris Stuckman's horror film Shelby Oaks.
Awesome. Is it the guy
Do you
with
want
the
me to,
corny
do you want me to read the
tattoos?
description for the movie?
Yes,
or
the
do
guy
you-
with the corny
Yes.
tattoos.
The film follows a woman who searches for her sister who became a paranormal investigator on YouTube after realizing the imaginary demon from their childhood may be real.
Girl, I'm not scared of you.
Have,
Shelby?
have any of you guys seen his anything else he's done?
Shorts?
In the-
No.
Yeah, any of his shorts.
One
I'm
of the
not
things about Chris.
I know people
Stuckman
don't
is
like a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He has a lot in
I-
common with the Russo brothers, where anytime he. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'll stop making that joke.
Yeah, I'm not. This was never. I was never really big into like YouTube film like stuff.
Yeah, I was
Mr.
never
Beast?
like a Chris Stuckman. I never really watched his videos ever.
Watch like
That's just
every
too
video.
long.
Really,
Yeah.
that makes sense actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes
But
sense.
this was like in high school.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's bisexual.
Is he?
Yeah, he came out. It was like, okay.
I don't
Doesn't he
believe
have?
that.
Doesn't he have? He
They
has
had
a
a
wife,
party
though.
and they invited.
Yeah,
Bella
she said
Hadid.
she was fine with it. They have parties at their house.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And she pecked him.
I think it's cool that Neon.
You think that's?
All right,
no,
I'm
that
glad.
Neon got the
Ally.
movie.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
the
I'm
movie.
saying.
A lot of people. I know a lot of people are excited for it, and a lot of people are fans of him and are happy. And it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not so much
uh,
excited about whether or not the movie is going to be good because, like you said about the short films, like I don't know,
Are you sure?
It's- I don't know. People hate them, so probably.
Right, you
not.
should see what they say about mine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. I don't really care whether or not the movie is good. I just think it's cool, and it's like not much different than
Sure.
like
Give me Iron
like-
Lung, directed by Markiplier. That's
Isn't
just
that-
gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I actually think that'll be good. I trust Markiplier. He's goofy.
Markiplier for
reliable.
president.
You guys know he got a movie deal too? or
Yeah,
no?
we know. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
I-
know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
so
that
it's like
news?
no
Did you
reaction.
ever-
I
whatsoever.
never watched
Light
him
work, light
either.
work.
I don't know these guys.
yeah, I
never
didn't
watched
really watch
Markiplier?
Markiplier. No, I didn't not watch Markiplier, but not very.
You
often.
watched him, Kevin.
I watched like a video.
You
of
have
it.
a
watched him.
T-shirt.
You watched him
I
all
don't have
throughout
a
high
t-shirt.
school.
You're
Honestly,
wearing his
most
t-shirt.
of the YouTubers I got T-shirts for are pretty embarrassing, and I don't wear.
Shane
I threw them all
Dawson,
out.
Jeffree
I-
Star.
Having
Right.
any YouTuber merch is kind of embarrassing.
I
It's
have a
gotta
lot
be-
of YouTuber merch. I haven't kept much of it to the. There's only one YouTube channel whose merch I've kept like to this day.
David
which
Dobrik?
I'm not gonna. No, I
Real
threw out my
talk.
David Dobrik merch, but I
Oh,
did
it's
have
Cody
a lot of David
Ko.
Dobrik merch. No,
Oh,
it's
Cody
not
Ko.
Cody Ko. I'm not gonna say it because it's
Speaking of news.
embarrassing, but
Is it Brittany Broski?
no, it's like okay, it's considerably less embarrassing, I think, than some of the. But actually, it might be
Film
more
Cooper.
embarrassing. I don't know. It depends on your. It depends on your perspective. But if you guess the channel right, I'll tell you. But I don't think
Okay,
it's-
Carson
let's do-
Runquist.
it's not Carson Runquist.
Who's
no.
that?
I could give you
Real
hints,
Talk.
I guess. I'll give you first hint.
Real talk.
It's like,
House of
supportive.
Cinema.
I like that.
first
I
hint. It's
love-
like a group of people. It's like It's like a group of people.
Oh,
that
it's
share a YouTube
it's
channel.
perfect, dude. Perfect.
No, I don't think I ever
Christian
bought Dude
channel?
Perfect merch. Which one?
Mr. Beast.
No,
That's
that's not
not
a
it.
group.
That's good because you'll go to hell.
Oh, it's Epic Mealtime.
No, I should have bought
God.
Epic Mealtime
Gabby
merch, though.
Hanna.
I was a big Epic Mealtime fan.
Tyler
You really
Oakley.
you liked it. You thought it was funny when they
Troye
put the
Sivan.
bacon and the thing that didn't
You-
need bacon.
Yeah.
Troye Sivan.
I was like 14. Yeah.
No,
You
yeah,
did have
I'm not
David
making fun of
Dobrik.
you. I'm just making fun of
Yeah,
Ben.
no, I mean it's like
You did have David Dobrik merch?
I had a lot of David Dobrik
You had
merch.
Dirty
yeah.
Dom merch?
No, I had David Dobrik merch, and then I had Scotty's merch as well.
Who's-
And I think
who's
that's it.
Scotty
who
Pippen?
the fuck is Scotty?
Scotty's
Scotty
part of the
Pippen?
vlog squad. He was part of
See,
the
like
group.
I just like
Scotty
I don't know
Sire.
who these people are.
all these like big YouTubers.
David Dobrik
like,
came
I
to my
never
came to my
watched.
campus. He was there.
He
with
came
me
to
in
my
person.
house.
Like
No, he came to my
there's
campus.
there's like
They
a
filmed-
there's like a
they filmed the
subscriber.
video
There's
at
like
my
a
school.
subscriber cap where it's like.
He went to my church. I was his roommate.
No, I've seen every single David Dobrik video at least 3 times. Like all
Hey,
700
let's
of
stop.
them.
Let's cut it down.
Yeah.
Jason Nash.
No, I don't have Jason Nash's merch.
Is
I
it an
never-
obscure YouTuber or a massive one?
It's a big YouTube. You guys aren't gonna get it. and
Is
I'm
it
not gonna share. I'm
PewDiePie?
not gonna share. I'll tell you as soon as we stop recording. I'll tell you. But
Is
I'm not
it
gonna share with
PewDiePie?
everybody.
Oh, you're edging the audience.
So
Kevin.
make sure that if you haven't already, you've liked and subscribed, and if you've listened to like this long in the podcast, comments a
Ghost emoji.
I'm in the
ghost
David Dobrik emoji.
Not
The
the,
ghost
David. No,
emoji.
the ghost emoji.
Yeah, the ghost
Oh,
emoji.
Yeah, okay, ghost emoji.
And you can
that
keep that
works.
on
Or
Spotify
tornado
too,
emoji
because
as well.
there will be a little box that says
No.
Q and A, like feedback. And
Yeah.
you
Is
can
it the
type-
true.
Fine Bros?
No, it's not the damn that you're.
The
I guess
Try
you're kinda
Guys. The
mentioning-
Try
Next
Guys.
week we're
No,
gonna
I
be,
do listen to the
Speaking
Try
of
Guys
cheating
podcast.
on
Anyway,
wives,
next.
Oh, yeah. A theme.
That's
just
we're
kind
gonna
of
be
bringing
talking
it
about
all
the best
back.
movies of the year so far.
Next week, episode 77.
So,
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a
Deadpool
little,
and Wolverine.
little bit past the midpoint of the year update, I guess.
Who would be another
okay.
YouTuber? Is Ryan Reynolds a YouTuber?
No.
Okay.
Okay, bye.